What is up, everyone? I like that little N, whatever that sound was, like whoosh. Anyway, I better get started now because there's a ton to actually cover. So much to cover, honestly. I don't even know where to start. I mean, everyone knows what's going on. Like, I'm pretty sure like everyone who's interested already knows the general idea of everything that's going on, right? Like, do I even have to say anything at this point? But I wanted to, give my point of view on everything. But and I kind of want to just dive into like where we are currently, but like I haven't covered any of the stuff leading up to that. So I kind of feel like maybe I should start from the beginning and then work my way up to it. Although, as we all know, I have a job. I'm kind of like busy with other stuff. I'm playing like a million different games right now. I'm actually playing the Atelier Yumia game right now, and I'm still waiting on my Xenoblade Chronicles X game to come in because I ordered that physically on the Switch. I pre-ordered it, but it hasn't shown up yet. And I'm a little disappointed because like I thought it was gonna be shipped on release date, but apparently I was wrong. I guess that's one pro of downloading games digitally as a opposed to physical games, right? Because at least with a digital game, you can play it that night at midnight, and you could just get it right then. But I like having physical games. I like collecting games. Unlike Philip, who was like shitting on people who had an actual game collection. Oh, I don't make hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars to have this whole game collection. Phil, you make like 3 times as much as I do in a year, and I have a game collection. If I can have a game collection of physical games, you can too. Like you don't need to be a millionaire to have a bunch of games physically. Now, are all mine nice and neat and organized like some people on YouTube's? No, I don't have this massive wall full of like these bookcases that have just games. All I wish I did. I just don't have the space for it. So I have like a small bookcase here of it, a small bookcase over there, just all kind of spread out sometimes. Yeah, physical games sometimes are cheaper. Also, depending on if they go on sale, but then again, there's a lot of decent digital game sales that are actually have a lot of good deals for the digital games also. So kind of hit and miss. Sometimes like the games that go on sale digitally more than they do physically. But you can buy games used physically that you can't really buy used games digitally, you know? So it's like, I'm getting sidetracked a little bit. And then you don't do what I do, because what I do is, I'll buy the game digitally so I can play it right away. And then later on, I'll buy that same fucking game physically so I can have it on the shelf. Like, why am I doing this? But it's just OCD, I guess. I don't know. So, we all know this is the end of an arc, brother. The Kino Casino felted Philip. Let's get some subs. I can't even do it with a straight face. Like, how the hell does PPB even do that? Let's go, brother. Can we get some tips in here for the king? Let's go. Like, I can't do that. But yeah, so, big shock to no one, right? Like, oh my gosh, the Kino Casino was just fucking with Phil the whole time. No one could have seen that coming except for everyone but Phil, apparently. But of course, he's pretending, this was all just, it was his plan, his secret experiment. He was scheming behind the scenes, right? To get it ahead of it. So he purposely inserted himself in front of drama, even though he insists, like, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but let's go with the route I can't even talk right now. Sorry, it's been a while since I streamed. And I want to say like a million things at once, and I'm just talking over myself. So, let's go with the route where Phil is telling the truth, right? Let's assume that Phil is some kind of mastermind genius, and this was all his plan from the start. And Kino Casino fell for it, right? Kino Casino is the actual ones that have filtered, not Philip. Even though we all know that's probably not the fucking case, right? And we'll get into that. But let's for a second assume what DSP is saying is true. Although, why would we do that when we know he's a compulsive liar? But let's go on a hypothetical pignosis, right? Let's play some hypothetical pignosis. Hold on. So, Phil, who goes over and over and tells us he doesn't want anything to do with drama, right? Every other day, he is saying about how he hates drama. He doesn't want to deal with drama. He doesn't want to, he's like, that's not his content. He doesn't want to be a drama whore, a misery broker. He loves using the word misery broker. I don't like Keemstar. He's a misery broker. But because Keemstar sucked his dick for 2 seconds, oh my god, now he loves Keemstar apparently now, right? But it's like, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with drama. But what does he do? Supposedly, he inserts himself purposely into the most drama hound of content creators that are on Kick, Kino Casino. Supposedly, again, this is all taken with a big grain of salt, a massive grain of salt the size of a car, but supposedly he snaked Kino Casino. He knew exactly what he was doing, so he pretended to be an idiot, I guess, is his thinking. I'm going to pretend to be an idiot. I'm going to go with them. I'm going to do collabs where I'm boring as fuck and contribute nothing to our collabs. Because he was, you watch any collab he did with Kino Casino with PPP and Andy Worski, he was boring as fuck. He barely talked the whole time. He was just nodding or yep, okay, yeah. He was the worst third wheel on that program. The worst guest they've ever had. He wasn't entertaining. He wasn't adding anything to the conversation at all, right? And then on top of that, supposedly he knew that he was purposely doing this because he knew they were using him, supposedly, right? So he revives Snark Guys or whatever? Sneak Guys? Something like that. Snake Guys. Smart Guys. He revives. That show is floundering. The only reason anyone ever watched it was to watch PPP roast fucking Phil on it. That was the only real reason. And you can go and you can watch, I think Ludwig or someone else had a video of all the times DSP was saying, oh no guys, Kino Casino's not gonna stake me. They're my friends. They wouldn't do that to me. There's compilations you could watch right now. It's oh no, that's not them. They wouldn't do such a thing. I'm yeah, it's pretty obvious they are doing that, Phil. But not to mention that, but I'm trying to show that I'll get to it. So on top of all this, if he is telling the truth, he would badger them relentlessly like a needy 5-year-old behind the scenes. He would text message. Well, I think it was on Twitter. He would DM PPP every fucking night at 2 or 3 a.m. when he is supposed to be sleeping. This is the time he is supposed to be spending time with his wife, right? Because he makes such a massive deal about spending his free time with his wife and how his free time is so important to him. No one's free time is more important to anyone than it is to Philip Burnell, right? His free time is more important than anyone else's free time. He values it above all else. And what is he doing with his free time? Apparently he is whining and complaining to PPP. All supposedly on purpose to what, Phil? What was the grand plan here again? Why were you acting like a pathetic star for attention whore, that star for affection and attention, that has no one else to vent to, that you have to vent in the arms of a 400-pound lesbian-looking guy? why do you have to do that? Like, if this was all some kind of secret, devious, genius plan, why did you make yourself look so pathetic? I don't get this. Like, if this was all some kind of genius plan, why is he, like, divulging all his life's information, which is, according to him, is lies? But why did you need to lie to them about all this stuff? I don't recall in these, like, DMs, PPP pestering you day in and day out, like, all the time to talk to you to get secret information about your pets that you may or may not have, to get information about your wife's health that she may or may not have issues with. You divulged all that information freely. If it's fake or not, that doesn't matter if it's fake or not. You divulged all this information willingly. For what? What's the end goal here of you lying out your ass to them? Not even as an excuse. Because some of the things, you used it for an excuse. So you didn't have to, what? Go along with their bad ideals, the bad plans? Because they supposedly, Kino Casino had a bunch of plans to do collabs and different things with Philip, and Philip turned them down for almost everything by using excuses like my wife's sick and my rabbit's sick, etc., 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 right? But that wasn't the only thing. He was also like late at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. He was just like verbal diarrhea, just like acting like a spoiled, attention-starved little toddler who has no one else to talk to at 3 a.m., just spilling his guts, giving all this personal inside information to PPP and Andy when they didn't ask for it, and they're obviously annoyed with him clinging on to them all the time during the times where he's supposed to be spending time with his wife that he cares so much about. So I don't really see what the end goal is here. If Phil is telling the truth, and if this was all some kind of long con, I don't see what the point of it was, Phil. To make them look stupid? I'm sorry, but this just makes you look stupid. If you're telling the truth or if you're lying, it doesn't matter at this point. You come out on the bottom. You come out looking far, far worse than they do. Because what's the end goal? Oh my God, can you believe Kino Casino believed me when I said my wife has cancer? Yeah, I can believe that because only a fucking asshole, a narcissistic piece of shit scumbag would lie about something like that, Phil. Look at Boogie. You know how much shit Boogie got into for lying that he had cancer? And I give Boogie like somewhat of a pass because he himself thought he had cancer. Boogie, 100% in his head, thought he had cancer. So he wasn't intentionally lying. He just didn't follow it up properly to get like a verification for it. So he was stupid, but at the same time, at least in his head, he thought he had cancer. You're out here. Now, granted, he didn't do this in a public forum. He did this in DMs, so it's a little bit different. But still, you're out here using your wife as a shield and saying she has cancer. Now, if she does or if she doesn't really matter. It matters, yeah, but it matters like one makes you look way worse than the other. Because if you actually are lying that your wife has fucking cancer, if you're lying that your wife has cancer, that is unforgivable. That is so horrible of a thing you can fucking do. I don't care if you love this woman or not, because it's clear they don't fucking love each other. But you don't use her like that. You are still legally fucking married. You don't fucking do that to someone you even give an iota of a fuck about, Phil. Even if it is to snake Kino Casino. Because what did that do to Kino Casino? Oh my God, they had the audacity to believe someone when they said that their loved one has fucking cancer. Yeah, 99.9% of human beings would believe someone when they say that. Because you have to be the lowest common fucking denominator to fucking lie about something like that. It's called human empathy, Phil. Something human beings have, which clearly you fucking don't, because you're not a real fucking human. You're a flake of a fucking person. You're not a real person. You're a fucking shell that is trying to imitate a real person. That's why you gotta steal personality traits from everyone you've ever interacted with. PPP, Cat, Panda Lee, John, everyone. You don't have a real personality. You don't have your own thoughts on anything. That's why you can't ever give someone your favorite blank. Whenever one of your Denthead fans asks, what's your favorite of this or that, you can't even give them a real answer because you don't have one. So, obviously, he's lying about this whole thing. He was trying to get ahead of it the same way he was trying to get ahead of the Mike Klum documentary, and that's why he showed Kat in the first place in such a long time. He showed his wife on camera on his stream in all her giant glory because he was trying to get ahead of the Mike Klum documentary. She's like, well, she's fat. My detractors and everyone's going to find out she's fat, so I might as well just take the initiative and jump in front of this bus and do it myself, right? So, oh, look, she's fat. Oh, by the way, guys, she's not pregnant, though. Like, what the fuck? How do you say something like that to this person you love? You know what I mean? Supposedly love. So, he's done this before. He's done this with a fucking car mechanic. Do you remember when, like, he got scammed for a battery or some shit? Like, I think it was... This was before the tire got stolen, I think. He said he went into all this detail about how his car wasn't starting. He needed a new battery. So he took it to a mechanic down the street. He told us it was like right next to his house. It was like down the street from his house. And detractors went to Google Maps and saw that was the closest mechanic near him. They're like, oh yeah, this is probably him. And then they like pretended to be called up the place, pretended to be Phil, called up the place and found out how much it costed to have his battery card. And that's why we found out that he was a huge mark and that mechanic scammed him for a ton of money just to put a new fucking battery in. And then the next day he comes in and he's like, aha, see, it was all an experiment all along. I fooled you. Okay, and if you did, so what? It didn't prove anything. There was no point in doing it. And you just come off looking like a huge fucking idiot. Again. Like, he keeps trying to, like, get ahead of it and pretend that this was all some mastermind plan the whole time. But the way you know that he's lying about it is that there's no end goal to any of these things. These massive social experiments, as he calls them. These excuses that he says that he's getting in front of it and this is all some kind of mastermind genius plan the whole time. You know he's lying about it because there's no end goal. There's no reason to do any of this shit in the first place. Because even if it is fake, he still ends up looking worse than what he started from. The way Philip could have won here was not getting involved in Kino Casino in the first place and continued on. Because he's in a much worse position now than what he was in beforehand. So that's how you know he's lying about all this shit. And honestly, again, the way Phil is going about it by trying to pretend that this was all his plan and that he purposely lied makes him look far, far, far worse than just being honest. If he was honest and came out and played the pity card out big, made Kino Casino look like the aggressors here. Like, these guys are awful. They betrayed my trust. They had me eating out of their hands. These are massive manipulative people. And they're going to leak all my private DMs after they tricked me into believing I could trust them. Do you know how much money he would have got showered in from his fans, if he played the sympathy card here, he would have easily have made his fucking goals and then some. He would have at least doubled or tripled his goals for the day if he played the sympathy card and just admitted it all to be true. But he's so terrified by all the information that he admitted to PPP, and he's so terrified of that information going public, which apparently Phil today, was it today? No, yesterday. What was it, yesterday or today? Phil had Review Tech USA on, and supposedly he dropped all quote unquote all of the leaked DMs, right? But he didn't. He only cherry picked certain DMs that made him look good and made PPP look bad and dropped those. He didn't leak everything though. So tomorrow, PPP is going to actually leak all the fucking DMs, the ones that make Phil look bad, because most of them make Phil look bad, right? They make him look pathetic. Not even bad, really, just the honest truth of the thing. It, like the DMs that where he admits that his wife has cancer, where he admits that they had a pet rabbit that fucking died and shit like that. Those DMs are going to be leaked, which again isn't all that damning if you think about it. What makes him look worse is what he's trying to like get away from. He, like, by him claiming these are all I can't reiterate it enough. By him claiming these are all fake and that he lied about all this makes him look so much worse than just admitting that that's the truth of what happened and those DMs are real and I thought I could trust them and they fooled me really bad and I was desperate for a fan because I'm so lonely. Again, if he just played the sympathy card here, he would have came out on top. He would have made the Kino Casino guys the bad guys in this situation. And his dents would have eaten that shit up. Everyone else would have known better, but at least his dents would have fucking ate that shit up. But no, like always, his ego won't allow him to take the L here. That's the truth of it. Because over money, over recognition and fame, his ego will always be the main thing he protects above all else. He can't accept an L, even if, like, look at how hard it was for him to ban Derek, all because he was afraid of giving the detractors a W. You know what I mean? Oh, the detractors would win if I banned Derek. I can't do that. And that's why he was so obstinate and so refusing to ban Derek because of that. Because he didn't want to give us a W. He didn't want to take a L there. Because his ego would hurt if he did that. And we're in the same situation here. Obviously. But that's my initial thoughts on everything as a whole so far. I am going to watch, because I think Kino Casino's having what the fuck's his name? Gundam. It's a Gundam on tomorrow, and they're going to go over every single actual DM, like, because PPP is going to leak the real DMs, not just the content curated DMs. It's like Trump releasing the Epstein files, but the Epstein files are heavily redacted, and every instance that says Trump was there is whited out, and all his buddies that were there is whited out or blacked out and redacted, so you can't actually see them. So it's like, yeah, here's the full Epstein file flight list. Here's everyone that was sorry. Here's everyone that was in the island. But the T section's crossed out, though. Don't look at the T section. That's all black. You can't look there. Even though we have pictures of him being there. It's kind of like that, where Phil's like, oh yeah, here's the whole DMs fully leaked. Actually, it's only really a quarter of them, and it doesn't reveal anything too damning. because he was hoping that would stop PPP and Kino Casino from releasing all their DMs. Because, like, oh, we don't have to release our leaked DMs anymore because Phil already did it. But if you look at it, Phil obviously didn't release all of them. He only released some of them. So it's like, he was trying to, like, trick him into not releasing the DMs because there's no point if Phil already did it, right? He should stream with Jade. I 100% believe he should. There's nothing wrong. People love Jade. Even detractors love Jade, and that's rare. And that would actually be kind of wholesome. Well, for the 5 seconds until Phil shits on him, but if there's anyone but Phil, it would be wholesome, I think. But I don't know. Anyway, so this is, I think, a good place to start. This was the beginning of the end of the Kino Casino arc, I believe. Was his whole, oh, I didn't beg this day because it was an experiment, and he raged over August the Duck and the whole 3-pronged plan again. Because if you pay attention to history, history repeats itself over and over again. Because if you remember the I can't even say that good. The 3-pronged plan from before was what? His KO Gaming, his streaming on Twitch, and his archive on YouTube. That was his 3-pronged plan before. And now, well, this isn't a 3-pronged plan. It's more, fuck, I can't even say that. It's more, oh, I have 3 options. But really, it's just one option. It's like if you ever played a JRPG or an RPG, and it's like, you have a choice between this or this. And you pick this one, and you're like, no, you have to do this one. But I picked this one. No, that one's not able. See, are you going to do this one? No, I'm going to keep doing this one. No, you got to pick option A. I want option B. No, option A. I want fucking option B. Well, option B isn't actually written or coded into the game, so you kind of have to do option A. Well, like, but why give me the choice if it's the illusion of choice here? It's the whole, but thou must. Do you want to save the world? No, but thou must. And it'll just keep you in a loop. It'll keep you in a fucking text loop until you hit the right button that the game wants you to hit, because that's the only option that was coded into the fucking game in the first place. Oh, but thou must. I don't want to. Then why are you playing the fucking game, damn it? So let's get started. This one's about an hour long, and like I said, I'm definitely not going to be able to get cover all this shit tonight. But I want to at least get it started. This will definitely be like maybe 3 or 4 streams long, probably more if this keeps, depending on how long Phil keeps dragging out this whole thing, and how much he keeps coping over this instead of just moving the fuck on. Because he loves to say, I'm done talking with it. We talked about it once. I never have to talk about it again. He did the same thing with WWE Champions. Once he admitted, quote unquote, admitted that Down from the Rafters was his account, but he, quote unquote, sold it. All right, I talked about it. I'm never going to talk about it again. Detractors can never bring it up, ever, because I talked about it. No, Phil, that's not how that works. We can always go back because you lied about it for 10 fucking years. I think we can talk about it.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Hopefully it's not too loud. I think we can talk about it though, Phil.
Now, you may have noticed something different from yesterday. I'm going to address it in a second, but let's see here.
And remember, while he's saying all this, apparently it is only because, supposedly, it's because his pet rabbit died that day, which was yesterday from this video. So from this video, which actually, when was this video posted? Hold on. This was 8 days ago on March 12th. So March 11th, supposedly, his pet rabbit, because it's rabbit season, his rabbit, Whiskers, I think it was, apparently died, and he was so depressed he just didn't have the heart to beg, guys. Just didn't have the heart in it to fucking beg. So keep that in mind while he's saying this. Oops, wrong screen.
Listen to this. Someone tipped me $2.01. Question: if there's a vortex of mental illness that the internet seems to be creating, do you think on a psychological level we're connected like through a common consciousness? People plug into the common culture and has a physical entity, or are the people reacting to and creating a feedback loop which creates in our minds the perception of depravity and mental ill-being? That's a little heavy. What I would
So he's talking about collective consciousness, Phil. You know, like if you ever played a Persona game, you know about that a little bit. Yes, there is an actual collective consciousness, but I don't think that's what perpetrates the mental illness of people in general. It's just mental illness from being from personal upbringing and shit like that. So no, the internet is not causing more people to be mentally ill through collective consciousness. That's not how that works.
would say is, like I said, we are currently in the formative years of.
Yeah, I already
content
talked about that early in
understanding what
the
it's doing to
stream, but
change
yeah.
humanity as a culture.
And like I said
this
it
is a
early in the
dangerous time
stream,
because
he makes himself look way, way worse by trying to get in ahead of it, to retcon it, to get ahead of it. He makes himself look far worse than just playing the sympathy card and be like, yeah, I thought they were my friends, they kind of fucked me again. Like, if he just played the sympathy card again, he would look far better, and that'd probably be a W for him, but his ego won't allow him to.
Our literal groupthink communities forming. It's not just about, a creator making video game content. Take a look at what's happening with politics.
Oh my
right?
God.
And how things are being affected by things on the internet with politics, when previously, I would argue, politics had always been a very much IRL thing, right? But now all of a sudden there's online movements, conspiracy theories, and it's getting pretty crazy in that regard.
Are we getting our tinfoil hats on, Phil? Are we going to take out ivermectin? I can't even pronounce it right. Our horse medicine to help us fight the measles because vaccines cause autism. We can't have that shit. Huh? Right, Phil? Fucking jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, right, Phil?
So I'm curious what's going to happen.
The moon landing was fake.
Because it's very
Space is
true.
fake. The Earth is flat.
When you say the following, it doesn't matter what the truth is. It just matters what the majority of people believe. Right? Let's say
apparently Cat does need horse medicine. I don't know.
And there's factually what happened, but everyone just wants to believe that something else happened.
If it's good enough for a horse, it's good enough for my wife.
What are more people going to believe? The thing that everyone talks about on the internet, that groupthink mentality. That becomes the fact, and the actual facts get forgotten. And that's a scary thought. It really is. That's an incredibly scary thought. Okay?
So scary. I'm afraid right now. Oh my gosh.
People are saying my leaderboard's wrong. Because it is. It should be 14. The leaderboard should say 14. Anyway, difference is, distinct difference number one, there was no, so let's address them. Distinct difference number one, there was no podcast at all. So there really was no hangout session where it was just us talking.
Iron Chef sucks, guys.
During Call of Duty, but it was between games. There was some interaction and hangout during Kiosk, but it was a little different than just say, hey, here's the podcast that you've grown to know and love every morning, covering topics, discussing what's going on. It was different, right? For sure. And the fact that there was no podcast, some people distinctly were saying they felt like there was something missing. Because that's a staple piece of my day. And why did I
really? Are they that dented that they need a podcast every fucking day?
Okay. Number two.
Like, he doesn't need to have a podcast every single fucking day. If he did a podcast once a week to talk about all the stuff that went on during that week,
not once,
that would be acceptable. But you don't have to do it every fucking day.
And if we were like halfway to the goal, but I absolutely not once did I ask for anything.
Yeah, if Phil actually believes some of that stuff and actually just
I
like
think people noticed, some people didn't
stood up for what he believes in because he's too afraid. Phil is too. Hold on a second. Let me turn him down a tiny bit because he's not talking about anything important right now. Phil is too afraid to stand up for his beliefs. But since he's not a real person, he doesn't really have any solid beliefs that are his own. He just goes based on what everyone else's beliefs are. Whoever the majority that holds that belief is, he's going to go with that because he doesn't have his own beliefs. But assuming he had his own beliefs, He's too afraid to stand on top of that and admit that those are his beliefs. Like,
I didn't hit my goal.
a random personal belief that I have is that aliens do exist and that they have visited Earth. In some instance, they have visited Earth. I'm not saying every single alien UFO that was witnessed is real. I'm not saying that, but I believe aliens do exist somewhere out there, and that at one point they probably have come to Earth. That's it. But I'm willing to stand up on my own beliefs, even though I don't have anything to really base it on, based on except for my own personal beliefs. But
undoubtedly there will be more.
I think Phil might be too stupid for aliens, unless the aliens just abandoned him on Earth because he couldn't fit into this society. Like, here, go with these fucking primates over here, Phil. Maybe you'll be smarter than them. Nope, not even smarter than them.
In that, okay. So maybe if I did do the podcast and then I had done the call,
all he does.
Maybe I would have hit my goal.
My boy Philip can yap. That's all he's good for. Is yapping. He yaps and he talks without saying a fucking thing. That's all he talks about.
And maybe not. Because as you know, when I'm doing the podcast, I say things like I'll talk about the goals and say, hey, look, guys, we're at 58 out of 60 goals.
That's all you ever talk about is your fucking goals, Phil.
60 goals is DSP Tries It, Girl Scout cookies, where I'm going to be trying 3 different kinds of Girl Scout cookies. Now,
that's why his head is so flat.
It'll be interesting to see what I remember of these cookies versus what they are today. I'll tell
you know the cone heads? Well, it's the opposite of the cone heads. It's the flat heads.
Right? Usually I hype it up. And I didn't do that yesterday at all.
Flat head.
So without that hype, right? Without that hype factor.
The hype factor, my ass. Shut up.
Because they contribute.
Do you really think you're hyping your audience up to fucking tip?
Right? And that didn't happen yesterday. So there's many factors. Factor number 1, there was no podcast. Some people just didn't show up because there was no podcast. And normally they would have supported during the podcast, and there was none. Number 2, there wasn't a lot of
I mean, to be fair, he does get most of his actual donations from the podcast and not the actual gameplay.
Up the goals. Instead, I just kind of let it ride to see how it would go. Okay? Now, this all applies basically to the first stream. Let's talk about the late stream.
Why?
So the late stream
I like how he just bites into the water, the liquid, whatever he is drinking. He just bites into it. Like, you don't have to
hit or miss as well.
The fucking water, Phil.
What's the game that I select? Is it something that people know? Does it catch on with the viewer? Some indie games that I've played have done a lot better than others.
Because you can't actually entertain your audience. If you could actually entertain your audience,
so again, last night,
you should be able to play whatever fucking game you want, and you'll be able to make it entertaining, but you can't.
I didn't really bring up.
Hey, JDX, how you doing?
I think at one point I did mention, hey, we're like halfway to the goal, but I didn't really.
Hell yeah, brother Furry is a base.
Talking with you guys and playing the game. And how do we do?
I better keep that on a down low, though, because the GOP and the Republicans are banning litter boxes in schools. And where the hell are we going to go to the bathroom if we can't use our litter box?
What can be surmised?
Because furries totally do that, right?
All right, that's really what we got to ask. What is the end result of
I can't believe they're fucking trying to do that.
Why did yesterday even happen? All right.
I'm like, furries don't do that, okay? Furries don't yip and bark and meow and shit like that.
No, it's not. It's $1 tip. Someone says, as an addendum.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem for that policy, but at the same time, you're wasting your money putting that into a policy because no one's fucking doing that in the first place.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see.
Unless they're mentally challenged and like a school of mentally challenged kids who don't know any better.
Being on the internet 24/7.
School of fucking Phillips.
World groupthink, these memes and all this shit. Like, how does it affect human society? How has it changed us? Right? Because right now I think we're all in it. But
I know there's plenty of furries that are Republican too. It's fine because guess what? There are furries for every how do I phrase this? Like random ass people you would never think are furries, and you never know about it. That doctor that's performing a surgery on you is secretly a furry, and you would have no fucking idea. They come from all walks of life. It's crazy.
Analyzing it. Anyway, thanks for the $1 tip. Okay, so.
But I think what the GOP for that policy, I think they're confusing furries with like otherkin or Therians, like the people who actually think they're an animal. Like, and that's a very, very small section of people that think they're like fucking like trans animal or something, right? But that's not what a furry is, first of all. And even as a transgender person myself, well, I'm technically non-binary, not transgender, but it falls into the fucking umbrella of it. I don't even acknowledge those people.
There's two things, all right, going on here at the same time, and basically they both really got to
Or for, yeah, maybe cat litter was used for like clumping, like when, you know, when like kids throw up or something, it absorbs the moisture. Maybe they use that. I remember when I was in school, you used some kind of like sawdust or something to gather up, soak up the moisture from it. So I don't know.
That's why yesterday's content was different.
I think Trump would probably be a really fat, lazy, old orange cat.
That has hit myself and my family really hard. And basically, yesterday was a horrible day. All right. So that being said, I didn't even want to do a podcast. I just wasn't in the.
No, see, I'm not making up a new gender. I just don't think I fit in either one of the genders. I think I'm like somewhere in between, or not really qualified to be one or the other, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really feel like I'm male, but I don't really feel like I'm female either. I just kind of feel like I'm like, I don't know, just in between or something. I'm not making up Z, Zim. I don't care if I'm called he or her or they or that. I don't really care. Sorry, I'm burping.
Mood. Like, I felt like I needed to come to this stream and distract myself.
Oh, I'm fey gender. I'm furry gender.
So that I can keep my mind off of stuff.
No.
Okay. So the moment I came on,
I'm a furry, but I don't identify as one.
Into Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't identify as an animal.
Honest, it worked. Like, it actually legitimately worked. Where while I was playing Call of Duty, I didn't really give a thought to anything else that was going on. In
it's just ridiculous
outside of Call of Duty being played at that moment. So absolutely, positively, 100%.
I mean, that's fair.
It did. I needed
it. We are able to have different opinions on stuff.
People say stuff
like personally, I know we're getting sidetracked a little bit, but personally, I kind of feel like gender is different from biological sex. Personally, that's just my personal belief. So like gender's kind of in your head, and like sex is like what you're actually born with. And most transgender people are well aware that they do not have the same sex that they identify as, right? They know it's different, and unfortunately that's why they transition, you know, like that's why they will take hormones or whatever, because they are painfully aware that they do not have the right that they feel that they have, right? So it's like it's kind of different, in my opinion.
Take time off? Why don't you just walk away from streaming and take a few days or a week? And, well, number one,
huge. That would be fucking hilarious.
A couple days, like I said, thankfully, thanks.
It's awesome. 100% flashy a collar I have here.
Emergency, and I really need to take time away.
Gotta get spray tanned again now.
I used to never be able to. I literally used to have to be here every day, all day, and now I don't have to anymore, and I'm very grateful for that. Okay, but in reality, if I had not been on stream distracting myself yesterday,
it's an awesome tale. 10 out of 10. Like the best tale ever.
Okay, just being.
I used it to help keep my balance, because otherwise I would fall forward on my face.
And thank you to anyone who was here yesterday and enjoyed the gameplay in the stream, and everyone was having a good time.
Because he keeps leaning forward. Has anyone noticed that? Like whenever you see him, like a picture of him or whatever, he's like leaning forward, like he's gonna fall forward on his face or something.
100%. You guessed correct.
I think that's part of his dementia or whatever he has.
So there you go. Now there's another.
I think that's a symptom of some kind of dementia.
There's two halves to this thing that went down yesterday, and the other half.
He's still talking about nothing
to some extent, and it wasn't planned. It just
the experiment that he didn't fucking tip or ask for tips. I get it.
Because now what we can do is actually take this data to try to see how it affected things, and maybe use it as a positive for improvement and stuff like that. So let's talk. Let's talk about yesterday. So first off.
I mean, Phil has bigger tits than a lot of women do, so I mean, there's that.
Immediately, you could tell some people were turned off, didn't tune in, or saw there was no podcast and left. All right? If anything, this is direct, actual evidence that people have adopted me as a podcaster, as someone who does content other than just gaming, that there are distinct groups of people who come here just to hang out with me, rather than it being me play a game.
And this is him talking about the same 5 or 7 people that tip him all the time, by the way. Because, like, the majority of his viewership is all LARPers. Like, there's literally only a very small handful of people that actually tip him. and they didn't tip him when he didn't have a podcast. So he's saying, oh, because these 3 or 4 people that usually tip me didn't tip me because I didn't have a podcast, that means all you guys accept me as a true and honest podcaster. I'm on the same level as Joe Rogan over here.
And
no,
that,
you're not,
is
Phil.
A good thing. Why? Because I'm getting older. Okay? In just a few weeks,
yeah,
I'm
exactly
43 years old, and I'm at the point in my life, they call it you're over the hill. I think we all got to accept this.
Oh my God, 40 is not that... Wait, how old is he? 41, 42?
Okay? I'm not going to get any faster, any stronger, any more viable. All right? This is not going to happen.
No shit.
At this point in my life, I can maintain, and then there's going to be a decline. This is just the reality of human existence. It's called the human condition. All right? Many people can't face it.
Did I miss it?
All right? I'm got to be
How old is
43
he?
years old.
43. Okay, 43. He's gonna be 43 years old. Right, because his birthday week is like, what, the second week of April, I think, or something? Phil, 43 is not that old. It really isn't. Like, 40 is the new 30, kind of. You know what I mean? You see, like, I'm in my late 30s right now. I'm going to be 39 this year. And I feel old. Not physically, but, like, in your head, you feel kind of old. Not in terms of, like, dementia or anything, but like you look at kids and how much technology has changed from when you're a kid to when you are now. And it's like, it's insane the changes that happen in society and everything and all that shit. But I don't look my age. I get confused with someone like in my mid-20s all the time. Like you look at people in the 30s and they look like fucking kids still. You know what I mean? So like 40 is kind of the new 30 now, honestly. It's like 40 is really not that old. Like maybe once you start getting to late 40s, like 48, 47, yeah, then you're starting to get kind of old, maybe. But I wouldn't even say you're old until you're like, I don't know, where would you say people are old at? What age are you officially old? Right? Like maybe, I mean, he's obviously midlife, more than midlife, because I don't see Philip living to be a senior fucking citizen. Do you? I sure as hell don't. I would say maybe, like, if he hasn't actually had a stroke, which is debatable because a lot of people think he's actually had a stroke. But if he hasn't had a stroke yet, I would say maybe, like, he has another 10 years. And that's being generous. Another fucking 10 years. But normal fucking people, like, you don't really start to get old until you, like, get into, like, 50s, like 55. Around there, I would say.
Okay? In just a few weeks, I'm going to be 43 years old. And
it's not that old.
In my life, they call it you're over the hill. I think we all got to accept this.
I'm
more than halfway through my life at this point.
I mean, I agree to that because it's you. I mean, it's you, Phil. Come on.
Any faster, any stronger, any more viable. All right, this is not going to happen.
Actually, you probably could if you actually went to a gym. And I'm not. This is hypocritic coming from me because I know I need to fucking get my ass to a fucking gym because I am out of shape. I need to, like, work out. I need to build up my stamina. So I am not one to talk here at all. I am just saying, and it's my own damn fault for being fucking lazy. I get that. But at the same fucking time, like, you could improve your health, improve and be faster, stronger, whatever, if you actually started fucking working out, Phil. Oh, but I don't need to work out. Look how thin I am. Yeah, those tits really show that, right? It doesn't matter if you're thin or if you're fat. It doesn't matter if you're anorexic or 600 pounds. Everyone could go to the gym and work out and fucking build up your stamina, build up your fucking... You don't even have to, like, build muscle. Just do, like, why am I blanking on the word for it? Cardio. Like, work on your cardio. Work on building your stamina up and shit. You don't have to go there and actually lift weights. I need to work on my cardio.
At this point in my life, I can maintain, and then there's going to be a decline.
I do actually work, though. I mean, granted, I'm not I'm not just sitting on my ass. I actually go and I work, and unfortunately I don't work full time, but I am standing and moving around and shit when I'm working.
This is just the reality of human existence. It's called the human
He
condition.
does. He has a lot of most of his muscles are probably atrophied to hell and back. 100%. As you're right.
Many people can't face it.
And his mind is
age gracefully.
Yeah, because like if you actually look at the studies, like isolating yourself and not really talking to other people really fucks up your mind. It's not good for your brain, your gray matter in your fucking brain, and it fucking will start. Obviously, it's showing now, right? But it's not fucking good for you, man. It really isn't.
And understand my limitations, and the fact that I'm not 20 years old anymore. Okay, I can't just sit here.
I need to actually like
all day.
Get a subscription to my gym. But I don't know if I should go to the YMCA or Planet Fitness. YMCA is a little bit more expensive though. But they are remodeling our YMCA though.
Every day, and expect that number one, I'm going to play them at any kind of level that's going to be entertaining. That number two, my stamina is going to keep up with all of that. And that number three, I'm going to be able to continue to make a living working like that. Okay? The reality is thus, I need to change and make new kinds of content. I need to change.
Well, and Cat can't even fucking talk. Cat should have had an exercise bike at home, but remember, Phil fucked that up on purpose so they could return that, so that he could use that money from the return to buy more fucking shiny Hogans on WWE Champions. And wasn't there something about them having a treadmill at one point, or him claiming they had a treadmill, or they were going to have a treadmill and they changed their mind? But she was given that exercise bike from his fucking parents, and he purposely sabotaged that and got the money for it and used it on WWE Champions. And she was going to the gym before he cut that off. He 100% is ruining her. That's why she's so fucking big now. Because, like, it'd be one thing if she just kind of let herself go on her own cognition and everything, and like was just being lazy or didn't feel like exercising. That would be one thing. But he is purposely sabotaging her. He's enabling her. And that's how she got so big. Why do you think he buys DoorDash 3 or 4 fucking times a day? Well, probably 2 or 3 times, but still. She doesn't do any cooking herself. And eating that kind of like, it's essentially fast food, let's be honest. You go to a fucking, those quote-unquote authentic Chinese food places that they have there, that's not healthy for you. That's the equivalent of fucking fast food. It's still not going to be healthy. And they're eating that slop like every fucking day. Sure, I'm sure it tastes fine and good, but it's not going to be good for you. Again, I shouldn't be saying this, but because coming from me, it was like probably doesn't know how to cook that well, but
and do different things. And not just
I still make food at home. I don't go out to eat every fucking day.
I need to have different aspects, whether it's as a podcaster, as a commentator, as making different kinds of content. This is what has to persist as I get older. The gaming will reduce. Will it ever phase out? No. I feel like I will want to be a gamer. All right.
Yeah, if Social Security is still an option when I'm old enough to actually retire, I definitely have a shitload of books that I plan on reading a lot of, because I have like a huge backlog of like mostly sci-fi and horror books and some fantasy books that I really want to read. I just don't have time to read anything anymore currently, you know what I mean? So it's like I look forward to actually being able to retire and read a lot of these books and shit. Something to keep your mind active and stuff with, you know what I mean? All right, see you later. Thank you for stopping by, okay?
All right, I love video games and gaming in general. It's been a part of my life. It's part of culture. It's everything that I love to share with the internet. But you get to a point...
You do not love video games, sir. Stop lying.
All the time. It ain't going to work, okay? It's not.
He obviously doesn't like video games.
There you have it. The podcast is the way that I get daily to do stuff that's not just...
So stop playing video games and just do a single podcast a day then, Phil.
That we experimented with the pre-stream years and years ago.
Oh my God. You remember the original pre-stream when he was literally just like 20 fucking minutes long And we all thought that was long back then. We had no idea how long it was going to be. An hour and 15 minutes of this man just yapping, talking about fucking nothing. 90% of it is him begging for money, talking about his fucking goals and his subscriptions and the schedule, and that's it. You're lucky if he talks about game news anymore. Remember DSPN? Like, what happened to that, Phil? What happened to game news and shit like that?
For it, turned it into an official podcast, and now we have.
And on top of that, he stopped his fucking DSP React shit.
Talk these topics, hash this
which
stuff out.
I think he probably should have kept doing it.
My content so much in the last couple of years. I am so grateful.
At least it was something different from just
and support the
begging all the
podcast.
time. But no, he just stopped, gave up on doing everything, and just begs all the time. That's all he does. That's his work. Really that's his talent. His talent is just begging for fucking money now.
Not just play games. Now, I want to keep playing games. Again, I don't want to get the wrong idea. So this means Phil's just going to stop playing games. He's done. No,
that is right. You are 100%. Like, if he could get away without playing video games altogether, he 100% would. Like, he's too afraid to 100% dive into drama content because he knows he's going to lose some big pay pigs of his if he does that. Also, does anyone know what the fuck this actually is? I didn't see the podcast where he set up this new background for this month. What the hell is this supposed to be? I know this is like the PlayStation logo thing lit up here, but what is this? Is this like, it looks almost like pins or something, like collectible trading pins or something. You know how like Disney has those like pins? I don't know what the fuck that is. And then obviously you got the little Lego succulents here and his shitty ass screen and everything, and this fake ass fucking mic that doesn't even look real.
I've been doing recently with things like fighting games and stuff. It's been great, but we do have to have variety of content, and the podcast has become a critical part of that content. And the day I didn't do the podcast, we saw a decline in viewership. People left. They didn't
critical
support.
Part.
It's cause and effect. Okay.
Quantity over quality, Phil. Quantity over quality.
There's another factor here that I need to bring up. Okay, and this is going to be a big one. So hold on to your butts. But I need to do a quick shout out. Okay. Someone tipped $1.50 and says, I feel like you did it because August the Duck's video on you went viral. It didn't go viral. It's doing exactly the same as every other documentary about me.
It's not a documentary, Phil. It was a 10-minute long fucking video. I don't think that it qualifies as a documentary. There are tons of actual documentaries on you that are out there, but I don't really think a 10-minute long video counts as a documentary on you.
It hashes through the same kind of content, the same kind of stuff. It didn't go viral. Would have been if it had like 10, 20 million views. It's not viral. You don't know what the word viral means. Okay, it's basically the same genre content. Okay, now
dirt content. The content is much more entertaining and better than anything you put out. Should he have made a video where 80% of it was him talking about his goals and his membership and his schedule? Would that have been more quality content, Phil? Because that's the content you put out, and it's garbage.
All right, it is very simple. Okay, I wanted to do a test to see what would happen if I had an entire day where I did not ask for content.
He's like, oh, like, yeah. Oh, it was all a test. This was all an experiment, and I was doing this experiment to see if I could do this or not. Bullshit, Phil.
Where I did not mention goals and hype them up, where instead I just let the gameplay content speak for itself. Now, it's a little difficult to judge because perhaps if I had done the podcast, it would have been different. Maybe there would have been people who showed up to the podcast and supported it. You know, I don't know. You know, this is all hypothetical. You never know, right? But the results are the results. I didn't mention contributions. I didn't ask for contributions.
Oh my God.
Shout them out.
Is that what that's for? I was wondering, like, why the fuck does he have a giant fucking K here? Like, what does K stand? It's for king, isn't it? It's for fucking king. Oh, the king of hate, guys. Okay. I wonder if he's gonna try to drop the whole King moniker now that the whole Kino Casino arc's done. He probably still keep it because his ego is still like hyper inflated because of fucking Ashton and Worski. So I wonder if he's gonna keep that fucking moniker. But I'm like sitting here, I'm like, why the fuck does he have a giant K here? I'm like, oh, that's why. It's fucking stupid.
With our running tally, okay? And all day long, I did not hit a goal. In fact, I only got about halfway.
Yeah, I don't like Asmongold. He's fucking stupid.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make it known.
He is like Asmongold always has like some of the worst takes out there, like almost as bad as like almost Phil level bad takes on stuff. It's like he always is like he's a contrarian. That's what Asmongold is. If people are loving a game, he'll find a way to shit on it, even though it's not a legitimate way to shit on it. He just is shitting on it because it's a contrarian thing to do, kind of thing. Does that make sense? It's like that's like kind of his whole content is shitting on stuff that everyone else likes, kind of.
That say, hey, Phil, if you just sat around and played games and made it all
and
about
Phil
the game,
does the same thing too,
and that was your focus, you would have been fine. The problem is that you don't just focus on the games. You have these other segments, you have this other content, you talk about, just go games like you used to, okay? Well, I'm just going to be honest with all of you. No, that doesn't work. It doesn't, all right? It
would work if you were entertaining, though, Phil. But guess what? You're not entertaining enough to do that. That's why you have to beg. So if your entire quote-unquote business is not really you playing games for the internet and making content for the internet, if your entire business is more just you fucking begging all the time, is that really a business? Or are you just a glorified fucking e-beggar? No better than those cam girls that do shit. Right? Because, like, oh, you used to fucking put clothes on for money, and all they're doing is taking clothes off for money. So, like, how are you any different from fucking them? From the Alex chick that you were shitting on and calling a slut and all this stuff, huh?
Incredibly hard in this day and age to make a living just focusing on video games. This is a bad take, all right? I tried for a very long time to stick to my guns, to be who I was.
Yeah, sure you are.
It doesn't work anymore.
Here comes the whole underdog lie. Guys, I'm my underdog. I decided not to do fucking sponsorships. When in reality, he can't get sponsorships. But he won't tell you that he can't get sponsorships, so he'll lie and pretend, oh, I'm doing this for you because you don't want to be advertised to, while he's constantly advertising to his fans for money for himself all the fucking time. I'm like, so you're advertising to them way more than if you just had like a 2-minute fucking sponsored fucking ad segment in the beginning of the fucking video, Phil.
All right, seriously. It needs to be a situation where basically there's got to be variety, there's got to be a mix. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be an understanding that it's not just about me sitting here playing games all day. It doesn't work anymore. The era of long-form playthroughs and making a living just doing them ended a decade ago, arguably.
No, it still works for a lot of other content creators, Phil. It really does. You are the only one that can't make content on it because you are a failure and you're not entertaining, and that's the main problem. You were never entertaining. You never made quality content, Phil. You just never did. Even when you were hyper popular, you weren't making quality content. That you were just a bigger fish in a small pond. And now you're a tiny little anchovy in a massive ocean. And you can't get any money because you're not entertaining. But there are a lot of other YouTubers that make a lot more money than you do playing games and not begging to their audience, Phil. They really do.
Because people had to start changing. There had to be sponsorships, partnerships, getting the games early, getting exclusive access, click this referral code, do that. That's how those kind of people are making a living today.
Nope, not all of them, Phil.
There's no situations, but it's very rare where you would find a situation where people are going to be able to just play the games.
So why don't you do that, Phil?
And make a full living.
Why don't you
All
do
right?
that,
Just being
Phil?
honest. I don't foresee that moving forward unless you are someone who plays that game, meaning you do the promotion, you do the sponsorship, you take the pay bag, the pay bag,
The pay
you
bag.
take the bag and run with it, right?
All right, guys, starting now, I'm officially announcing that I am going to be a Genshin Impact only streamer. I'm only ever going to play Genshin Impact. I'm going to be showing all my pulls, and I'm going to get sponsored by MiHoYo, and I'm going to play that fucking game and get that bag. So, sign up now for with my promo code Stray Fox, and you can get 5 free pulls on Genshin Impact. I wish. I would gladly do that. I love that fucking game.
Those are the people who are making a living doing it like that.
I should probably
okay?
stream myself actually playing the game more often. It's a fun game.
So, in that regard, excuse me, in that regard...
But you don't have to do shit like that in order to be successful, though,
just
Phil.
Doing the games doesn't work anymore, okay? Just being honest. I got a couple more shout-outs to do, and then we're going to continue on with this stream.
Oh my god, skipping these shout-outs. Who cares? Oh.
There was gaming news yet. Someone says, have you covered gaming news today yet? No, I have not.
No, of course not. I was talking about...
Again, maybe we won't get to it today, and we'll cover it tomorrow, because it looks like we're going long on this segment, okay?
The segment that is me bitching and complaining.
Begin your stream answering detractors and drama and engaging with negativity. I hate it and leave. I was hoping you woke up. Sorry, this is my last Dono King. We didn't do that today. I have not addressed a single detractor at all. We're not addressing drama. We're talking about what happened, why my content was different yesterday. So if it's your last Dono, I can't stop you. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I think you need to cool the hell down, cool your jets somewhere else, because obviously you don't know what you're talking about on my stream. Okay, but thanks for the super chat. If it is your last super chat, it's much appreciated. And thanks for ever contributing. Sorry you feel that way. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay.
Another one bites the
Continuing
dust. Din, din, din. Another one bites the dust. And another one goes.
So number one, I can't just play games anymore and expect some kind
siege
of success.
mode.
I can't just
I
play
can't
games.
do
It's
it,
not,
guys.
right?
It's not
There's got to be change
productive
That's
to me.
number one, okay?
The changes, I'm gonna beg 3 times as much.
Okay?
Not
I
1 or
literally
2,
did not
but
ask for support
3.
yesterday.
3 times
all.
as much.
And as you know, it's become part of my
4
routine.
stones.
It's part of my shtick. We hype up the goals. We hype up getting excited.
One person might get that reference.
Who's going to be the first tipper? Who's going to do a sub over on Kick? And it works.
Let's get some subs. All right, guys.
People get excited when
Let's
you hype stuff
go.
up in a
Can we
positive
get
manner.
some subs
as
from
long as people
Phil?
understand that you're hyping things up in this positive manner, and that it's to hit goals, to get rewards, to get excited.
Top
then I don't see there's anything wrong with
memberships.
that, all right.
This font is really what this reminds me of Crash Bandicoot font. That's what it reminds me of.
I get back to my old bad ways of saying things such as, oh, I'm desperate. Oh my god, I can't pay my bills.
I love Crash Bandicoot.
Groceries.
I was more of a fan of Spyro, though.
That stuff was extreme. Okay, to the point where I'm
extreme.
embarrassed. I know I did it for years. I'm sorry I did.
Oh, really?
It was because I was desperate. I was really
You
in a bad
still
way.
are
There were a few
desperate.
years there where I had no money.
You haven't changed at all. You're begging more now than you did back then, Phil. So how are you more desperate back then than you are now if you've increased the rate in which you're begging currently, Phil? How does that make sense?
No credit. Everything was falling apart because of the bankruptcy.
You still shouldn't have any credit, theoretically, but we all know that you're fucking adding a bunch of shit to a firm to buy shit on Amazon.
And everything was destroyed. Okay? Now I'm in a better place.
Destroyed.
So I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah, it's destroyed.
And I hope I never, ever do it again. So, I'm hoping...
Brother, you are heading for bankruptcy number 2. So just keep spending, I guess, because I can almost guarantee you're heading for a second bankruptcy. You have not learned a goddamn thing from your first bankruptcy, and you're spending even more now than you ever did back then, so...
to improve for the better over time, and I hope that I am improving for the better over
You're
time.
not improving
Instead
at
of saying,
all.
hey, I'm desperate. Say, hey, listen.
You're regressing to a worse and worse form of yourself. You know how, in Pokemon, you start from a small little Pokemon, and then it evolves into a bigger Pokemon, and then you get the third final evolution, which is this really big Pokemon, and even then you can Mega Evolve it to be a really bigger version of it. But you know how in Digimon, they it's not just a one-way street. They can evolve, but they can also digivolve and go back down to their first form. That's Phil. He never fully made it all the way up to the top third form or however many forms Digimon get. Because I don't remember how many forms Digimon get. I thought it was 3 also, but I'm not quite sure. So it's like, oh, he can't get up to the final form of it. He only made it to like the second form, and then he keeps going back down to the baby form, and then has to keep going back up. And he always trips and falls back down to the baby form over and over and over again. That's Phil. He can't ever make it up to the final form and stay there. He can't even make it to the final form, period. But he's like, he'll get close and then fall right back down. It's just, it's like what PPP said. It's Sisyphus always pushing that giant boulder up. But the giant boulder is Phil, and he won't shut the fuck up. So he's relying on everyone else to push him up over that hill, and he's yelling at them the entire way. He's like, you guys are going too slow. You gotta hurry up. I'm not at the top yet. And then he gets so annoying that they just stop pushing him up and he rolls back down and someone else tries. And it's just constant.
Let's get hype, right? Let's get this moving. Let's get momentum. Let's hit the goal. Let's do a big reward, an exciting thing. I mean, if I hadn't hyped up all of our goals over the last couple of weeks, we wouldn't have had a Ninja Turtles pizza party. We wouldn't have done the 5 nights
wow,
at Freddy's
such a
Torture like
reward for
Monday.
your
That probably
fans.
been much later.
Massive
right?
reward for your dents, huh?
I mean, hell, we're almost to the next reward right now.
Oh, wow.
I don't think that would have happened either. We're talking, we're getting
Yippee.
accelerated rewards and special things. The Lego night, that was something special a couple weeks ago that we did just specifically because we're
I'm
hitting
gonna
goals.
spit out
And
my
that was
drink,
something
sorry.
You guys told me you wanted. You said, don't do it.
You guys told me.
Lego night instead. So we did.
AKA
And now
one
people who are
person told them.
legitimately really enjoying that content, correct? So the way I see it, as long as it's being done in a way, okay, where basically I am not being irresponsible, then it's okay.
You're always
But if
irresponsible,
I am getting to the point
Phil.
where it is irresponsible and I'm begging hard.
That's you
because
all
I'm
the
saying, "Oh, I
time.
desperately need it and all of that.
That's
That's messed up.
you. Every
Okay,
day,
it is.
Philip.
So that's just another
Mr.
take
Philip
from yesterday.
Burnell.
I did a day with
Paging
0
Dr.
acts.
Philip
0.
Burnell.
Not once did I say, hey, contribute.
Doctor.
Hey, let's hit the goal. Hey, let's do this. Not once. Did
Philip.
I get support? I did. I did get support. Did I hit any of my goals? No, I did not. Not at all.
You don't have
Okay,
to.
so
You don't have to hit $150 every fucking stream, Phil. That's a little excessive. That's way, like, the entitlement here is off the charts. Off the charts, Phil. You do not need to hit $150 every fucking stream. You're not entitled to that. You're not owed that, Phil. You should be grateful for any amount of money you make per day, Phil. You should be grateful and thankful to your fans that you're making that at all. Because you're lucky that any of these people are still stupid enough to give you money.
there's your evidence. I'll still do
It's
all
not
right
evidence.
if I'm never.
You do one thing, like, if anyone's familiar with the scientific method, you know that doing an experiment one time does not prove a hypothesis. You need to repeat that experiment multiple times in order to get consecutive, repeatable results. And then you're like, okay, this is not just causation is... Wait, how does that go? I don't remember how it was. Causation is equation. You know what I mean. You got to repeat the experiment numerous times to make sure that A plus B equals C, Phil. You can't just do it one time like, well, it happened this one time, so I guess I'm right. Don't ever have to question this again. Like, that's not how the science works, Phil.
For asking for support. Well, likely what will happen is you'll have incredibly slow days, and that will hurt me, to be frank. Okay, you don't want to have a series of incredibly slow days. It would be much harder to hit goals, to do celebratory rewards, to get hype for marathons. Like, that all goes hand in hand.
Causation versus correlation.
Okay,
that's it. I couldn't think of correlation
So,
for some reason.
I'm just going off the evidence. as
Causation does
presented to me.
not equal correlation.
Something completely
Phil.
different was tried, and it had to be done organically, meaning I didn't announce ahead of time that I was doing an experiment. Okay, really, it had to be done with the right timing, and it was a day when things
So
were
what was your
horrible for me.
hypothesis,
I needed
Phil?
to take my mind off of everything. I wanted to immerse myself in the games. I didn't want to sit here doing
Or
an
his
interactive
pet
stream
rabbit
where I felt like
died and
shit.
he was
I didn't
too
want
sad to
chilling all
beg.
day. I just wanted to sit here and be focused to get through the day, and it worked. Okay? So all those...
Plus, this also kind of has like 2 different factors in it, and you only really did the one factor, right? So if his experiment was him not begging, then why did he choose to also skip the podcast, quote unquote, the podcast, the pre-stream? Why did he skip the pre-stream if that was not related to the experiment at all? If the experiment was just don't beg at all and don't bring up the goal at all, then shouldn't he have still done the pre-stream just without begging? You could do the pre-stream without begging, Phil. You can just cut it shorter and just do a shorter pre-stream without mentioning goals or tips or anything like that. So you're getting a false correlation here by subtracting an element that you should have kept in if you were really curious about the hypothesis you were positing here, right? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, you corrupted your own experiment by removing a whole element you didn't have to remove in the first place, is my understanding.
factors combined, all right? There's a few things.
By our powers combined.
All right, and here it is, because I'm going to present
Captain
it to you now. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
He's a hero.
Moving forward, I, Darksydephil, have 3 ways that I can
Philip
continue.
Burnell, have
And I
3
think all
ways.
3 ways I can be successful. Okay?
Again, remember, this whole thing that we're about to hear is the illusion of choice. He doesn't have any choice. He is going to keep doing the same shit he has always done. But he is pretending that he has given his audience a choice. Just like when he does a poll to see what game he's going to play next. And then he's like, oh, sorry guys, the detractors infiltrated the poll, so I'm going to change it around and not pick the game that won. I'm going to pick the second game that won. He already knows in his head what he's going to do, and he just gives you the illusion that they have participation in his content when really they don't at all, right? At all. So it's like, this whole thing is a fake choice that you would see in an RPG. I want to pick the second option. Oh, well, you can't actually pick that second option. It's not even coded into the game. Then why give me the fucking option if I can't fucking pick it? That sounds better. No, you actually have to do the first option. Then why give me the fucking option? But thou must, motherfucker.
I feel like if I don't take one of these 3 paths, I see 3 roads before me. One goes left, one goes right, and one goes right up the middle. Okay? And I see all 3 roads, and I don't know what the right course of action is. And to be quite frank with you, I don't actually believe there is a right choice.
Keep in mind, he is saying there's only 3 paths available to Mr. Philip Burnell, and yet none of them involve him getting a real life fucking job in the real world. All 3 fucking options involve him staying at home and being a content creator. Are you telling me there is not a single alternate fucking reality dimension somewhere where Philip could possibly ever have a real fucking job somewhere? Is that what you're telling me, right, Phil? There's no way to possibly even conceive of the thought of Philip Burnell being lowered to the fact that he has to go to get an office job somewhere, or God forbid, work retail or something. At least even a retail job, you would have more fucking reliability in terms of a paycheck. Like, as long as you show up and do your work, you're guaranteed that fucking money. That's more than what can be said about staying online. Isn't it, Phil? Oh, but he can't lower himself to doing that, though. God forbid. He can't actually have a real fucking job somewhere. and actually have a retirement plan and a 401k and health insurance and dental. No. He can't have any of those luxuries. No, he's sacrificing those luxuries to provide endless hours of meaningful quality content for you to ignore because no one's going to watch this garbage. But it's just very funny to me that out of the 3 paths that he could possibly take, as if there's only black, white, and gray in the universe, and there's not like other options or other colors or anything. You know what I mean? It's like you have more than 3 options available in life, Phil. It's not that set in stone that you can only do these 3 things. You know, you can turn around from the way you came and get a real fucking job, and yet that's not a fucking option, huh? It's not even in your head that could possibly be a real option to take.
But allow me to present to you the 3 paths based on my observations recently. Okay?
Sure, Phil. Go ahead and tell us this retardedness.
Path number 1 would be a path that many content creators changed to, course-corrected to, all right, over the years.
AKA the correct path, the path he probably should fucking take if he's not going to get a real job. He should take this path. But no, he can't do that. I mean, he can't do that because, let's be honest, he can't get any actual sponsorships because, not because of us detractors, but because of his own actions and the repercussions of his actions as a content creator for 15 years and all the negative shit that he has said and done countless times online is always catching up with him. Whatever you put on the internet is there forever, Phil. If I go for a job interview 20 years from now and they somehow find my old abandoned YouTube channel that you're watching this on right now, oh well, they're probably not going to think that much of it. I haven't done any irredeemable, awful fucking things online. I haven't really done this. I'm sitting here criticizing a fucking clown on the internet. Right? Like, oh, maybe you could consider, like, if you don't know Phil enough at all, you could maybe see this as outside as, like, maybe a little mean-spirited. But I don't really even think I go at him all that hard. It's not going to, like, prevent me from getting a job somewhere a different job down the line, or follow me till my grave. Oh my gosh, it's Stray Fox and he did this horrible thing online. Oh my god, stay away from him. No, we can't. Oh my god, he's so gassy because he burps all the fucking time because I drank some Mountain Dew. You know what I mean? But like for Phil, it's like, I mean, I know I said he could also get a job, but could he really get a job? He could. There are people that are hiring for jobs where they don't even really do background checks. I bet he probably could fucking get a job still. Even with all that bad publicity out there about him, he could probably still get a job. But he can't get sponsorships, though. That's the thing. They're like Raid Shadow Legends probably wouldn't even fucking sponsor him at this point. Back then they probably would, but not now. I doubt it.
Mean by that?
They don't want someone like Phil.
Something smells. What's that? Anyone smell something? Oh, did someone cut the cheese? Oh, a fart that smells just did a super chat. That's what it is. Well, I'll shout that out in a minute. I'll shout that out in a minute. All right.
It's like what, so, Titus from Final Fantasy X?
It's a simple course, but it's a course that made a lot of changes for me.
So funny.
All right. Sell out. Just give up on the fact that I've been this stubborn asshole for the last 10 to 15 years of my life.
And where has that gotten you, Phil? Where has being a stubborn piece of shit asshole who thinks he's the underdog? Phil has watched so many lame movies in his life where the underdogs win. He thinks that initially by being an underdog, all you need to do is be an underdog in real life and you will instantly win or eventually win. That'll somehow pay off. Phil, being an underdog does not guarantee you success. You know that, right? Like 9 times out of 10, being the underdog means you lose. You get nothing Good day, sir. You get nothing. You lose because you're the underdog. And no one's really voting for you. Because unlike those movies where they're actually trying their hard and being honest and actually trying, that's not you.
Life and career and say, I give up on trying to be different.
Yes.
I give up on trying to do things in a different way.
You should.
I should just do what's best for myself and my family.
What the fuck have you tried to do in a different way, Phil? You have not actually changed at all. You're still doing the same shit you've done before, Phil. You haven't done anything new, anything different. You haven't changed.
And say,
this is delusion, my friends. Delusion and cope. This man is a certified sociopath, psychopath, narcissist. 100%. He is living in his own distorted reality. His own ideal of reality is warping around him.
Fuck all this. Stop standing on my own laurels, my own values, my own loyalty. Oh, my...
You have none of this. You have no laurels. Laurels? You have no laurels. You really, like, all you have is your 16 years of being a persistent beggar online. I don't really think that's, what's the right word? That's not all that amazing of an accomplishment that he has done. You know what I mean? That's not some massive accomplishment. Guy, what have you done for the past 15 years? Well, I moved up in my law firm, and I now am partner with my company, and I own this massive house that's fully paid off, and I have a loving family who loves me. What have you done, Phil? Well, I begged online for 15 years and made a jackass of myself to the point where all my dirty laundry is available online for anyone interested. They could just look it up and see actual clips of me admitting to every single thing I've ever said. That's not really an accomplishment. That's not really a laurel to, like, rest yourself on, I guess. But whatever makes you sleep at night, I guess. I don't know, but... And loyalty? You have no loyalty. You have betrayed and burned every fucking bridge he has ever made. You've betrayed your own fucking wife, Phil. You're right. Every single decision he has ever made is the wrong one. I've never seen someone so consistently wrong his entire life. And where has that gotten him? The bottom of the fucking barrel. A fucking clown show online. One of the biggest fucking lolcows. I don't really consider that a success, Phil.
Honesty. What does it all really mean anyway? Right? At the end of the day, does any of it actually matter? Or does what matters is that I have the...
That's the only good thing you can say about Phil, is he has amazing luck somehow. But part of that is due to his persistence. The only reason he is not... Oh, my voice cracked there. I didn't like that. The only reason he is not canceled is because he stuck his fingers in his ears and be like, la, 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 you can't cancel me if I can't hear you saying I'm canceled, la, 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 and kept begging to his fucking fans all the time. Like, so he just ignored the fact that he was essentially canceled, and any normal person with some kind of humility, or, you know, would be like, okay, well, this isn't really working, maybe I should try something new, maybe I'll go and try an actual job, or a different job, or something else, because this, making content online, is not working for me. No, he's gonna keep doing it. And the sad thing is, it's working still for him. Kind of. He still somehow has the same 2 or 3 pay pigs that refuse to listen to him. And you know why? It's because he manipulates people. He is extremely good at manipulating people. And, like, it's a good thing Phil is so stupid, because if Phil was, like, somewhat smarter, he'd probably be more successful as a cult leader. And I'm not even joking about that. He probably would be. This is just a good thing that we're all saved from this stupidity.
Ability to provide for my family. Okay? So when I say this, what do I mean?
And that's the sad part is that like you actually would be able to provide for your family very easily and have that condo paid off and have no bills if you weren't wasting 80 to 90% of your actual income on fucking useless WWE champion shit, Phil. That's the other thing that's insane. He just throws away the majority of his income on WWE champions.
I mean, immediately I start reaching out to every major
So
company.
all this luck that he gets, all these second and third and fourth chances that he gets, doesn't ever help him because he doesn't save any of that actual money. He just spends it, which is insane to me. Like I love spending stuff too, but like, if I was making the kind of money he was making, I'd be saving some of that guaranteed. Most of it, probably.
That makes games, all those PR managers in between, indie game companies, game peripheral companies, every single fucking company. And I say, hey, let's make a deal. Send me your game. Send me your product. Send me this, and I will shill it.
And they won't do it because they'll take one look at your name, Google it, and be like, hell fucking no, we're not doing that shit. So again, option A is not a viable option. Don't ever ask for it or say you should do that. I should do that because it's not a viable option for me, so fuck off. And he has only himself to blame for that. Oh yeah, he would 100% have been retired by now. 100%. You know, like, what the hell was his name? Oh shit, I'll have to get back to you. I don't remember what the fuck his name was.
Right? I will shill everything possible. I'll use your referral code. I will play your game early, and I will not break the street date, and I won't say a negative word about your game. I'll kiss its butt. I'll do exclusive stream previews for my audience so they'll see games ahead of time, and I'll get everything early, and I'll do advanced reviews and sneak peeks, and you can fly me out to events where
That was it. Shane Dawson. Okay, I don't even know who I barely know who Shane Dawson is. And I only know because my boyfriend kind of knows who he is, and he used to watch Shane Dawson's like conspiracy theory podcast that he had, like the conspiracy videos of he used to do, I guess. Shane Dawson was canceled like what, years and years ago? But at the very least, like Shane Dawson, when he was actually really popular and making a lot of money, he saved his money and he has like 2 massive fucking houses and is basically retired now and just making like a fun, silly conspiracy theory podcast online talking about shit. Right? And I don't know anything really that much about the guy other than his conspiracy theory podcast, to be honest. I don't know his backstory, but I know it was like questionable content and like he like maybe did something with like a minor at some point, possibly, and that's why he was canceled, I guess. But like, he still saved up all the money from when he was popular and making a lot of fucking content and shit, and he's basically fucking retired. And if someone like that can go through a cancellation like that and still be okay and making content and essentially still retired with owning massive fucking mansions, basically, like that. I mean, they're not huge, but they're really big. Like, Phil would be able to do the same fucking thing. Even if he was, he was canceled, he just ignored it. But, like, he wouldn't have to be doing content 5 days a fucking week or 7 days a week, however many he's doing it now, all the time and making 2 or 3 streams a fucking day. But here he is doing that.
you can schmooze me in person and fluff me up so that I can get hype for your game.
Yeah, can you imagine how far his money would go if he was like in the Midwest somewhere? Like if he was in like Texas or Minnesota or fucking anywhere like that, his money would go way fucking farther than it is now. He could have a fucking home for like $200,000 and have a nice home for that price too, probably.
And say your game's the best game ever. Everyone should be excited for it. Everyone should
pay
buy
that shit off in like a year, not even.
You'll give me money, or you will give me exclusive access to that, so that then I will benefit from it. And then
now he's gonna live in Washington.
Pat me on the back.
And even still, like with the money he makes, he could have paid off that condo already if he was
just keep helping each other in a circle, and that's how we
obviously
all
saving it up.
And that's how we all get by. Ladies and gentlemen, any content creator that you
do
see
it,
that is
yeah,
a
you should
gamer
do
or
that.
influencer who abides by everything that I just mentioned has sold out. They don't make
They have not sold out. That's how you play the fucking game. Didn't Phil himself say multiple times, oh, LTG just doesn't want to play the game? Phil, that's the game people are playing on YouTube right now, Phil. That's how you actually make money. That's like the go-to book guide on how to make a career on YouTube. That's how you do it.
Content because they're passionate about it. They don't make content because they care about what they're putting out.
You don't know any of that, Phil. You are lying. Hold on 1 second. He's live right now? Oh. It's a good video I can show. Alright.
I was not a fan of Trails Through Daybreak, so when Taylor asked me to review Daybreak 2, I didn't exactly...
Here's someone I like to watch. He's called The Gaming Shelf, and he's a big RPG fan, a JRPG fan, just like I am. He has about 74,000 subs, and each video makes around 13,000, 14,000 views. This was like a month ago, right? So a lot more views than Phil gets, and I think he does do ads somewhere. I don't remember when he does it, but I think he does.
Let's start talking shop.
Or these videos are sponsored, either one of the two.
Which this game assumes you've played, and you're back in the shoes of Van Arkwright, resident reluctant anti-hero.
Yeah, it's just a sponsored video from whatever game he's talking about, right? But he also does honest reviews of it, and his passion for these games that he plays are legitimate. You can tell he loves RPGs. You could it comes through on every video that he does. So just because it's a sponsored video or whatever does not mean that, oh, they don't have passion for it. You're speaking out your fucking ass to make it fucking... Oh, sorry, was it not? Well, it doesn't matter if you didn't hear it or not. I'm sorry about that, though. But basically, you can hear the passion in their voices when they're doing fucking videos and stuff. Yes, it is a sponsor fucking video or whatever. And people send him review codes to play games early and shit like that because they value his opinion because he is dedicated and passionate about those games and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's like he's just talking out his ass to try to downplay the people that actually do this to look like he's somehow morally superior to them when that's not the case at all, obviously. But he's trying to, ride this fucking high road where he's somehow better than these people when he's clearly fucking not. How is that better than begging your fucking audience and badgering your audience day in and day fucking out for donations all the fucking time? How is that better, Phil? Tell me. I don't understand this.
They make content because they want to make money to make a living.
No,
to support their family.
They want to make money doing something they're passionate about, and it shows, and they're legitimate, and you get that when you watch their content, and that's why they get views and sponsorships and shit like that. You don't have passion for anything, and it's very clear you don't like video games, so that's why you fucking have to beg all the time, Phil.
Family to make bank, to get rich, and to essentially take the bag.
That's rich, yeah, because every single YouTuber besides you that gets sponsorships are mega rich and have 3 fucking yachts. What the fuck are you talking about?
Now, is there anything wrong with that? That's up to you to decide.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But
many people don't see any...
You're being dishonest with your viewers, though. You do realize, of course he knows that. Because, he's trying to make him he's trying to make himself look better. So he's trying to make what he does a better option and more appealing and make more sense to do things the way he does as opposed to what everyone else fucking does. So obviously he's being dishonest with his fucking viewers, and most of his fans are too dented to know any better.
Issue with it. And they go watch these big creators who get thousands and thousands of viewers on their streams, who get all the access, who get all the extra stuff. I could have done that and done that over a decade ago. I was in that group. I chose actively to not do it.
No, you weren't. You were getting a lot of views, but that's, again, because there wasn't that many options to watch people that were doing that at the time. And even when you first started, you were already behind everyone else. Like, you waited way too fucking long to adopt to direct capture, and by that point in time, you were already way behind everyone else. And everyone else gave up on you and went to other people. And at that point, it was just a sliding slope, and you were constantly degrading and falling and declining.
I could. It would mean a complete shift of
A
focus.
forever decline in DSP.
An utter change from the content that I have
And
put
what's
out for the last
crazy
16 plus years.
is
There would be no honesty. It would be all fluff. Now, the streams would be
what's
more
crazy
positive.
is
You would
like
never hear me talking about
all the
detractors
different
ever again.
opportunities
I
he's
absolutely-
been given
like, it would mean
over the
I have to
years.
never be honest
He's been
again
giving
about
second,
any of that
third,
stuff. I
fourth.
have to pretend like
It's like
all
double
white noise
digit
and doesn't exist and
chances
doesn't get to me.
to like
And it would just be
re-innovate
me
himself
talking
and
about
get
games,
more
game
eyes
news,
on his
and all these
product
promotions.
and
Here's a referral
actually
code, please
change
click it,
for the
please buy
better,
this
and he
merch, please buy
refuses
this
to do
thing,
so
here's, you know, it
every
would be very
fucking
different
time.
from who
Every
and what I
decision
am
he makes
today and
is
always
the
have been.
wrong
It would be a
one.
complete change of taste.
I've never seen someone so consistently
That's path
good
number one.
at
That's the
failing
path going to the
like
left, I
he
think.
is.
Okay? Now,
It's insane.
there is another path going to the right. And that path, ladies and gentlemen,
And that's the right-wing propaganda, brother. Oh, yeah, I should be a shill, yeah, let's hear it.
is the path of
And the siege mode instantly into siege mode. And that, my friends, is to be an internet troll and to stir up drama with everyone, okay?
drama,
My
The path
mom.
of hate. The return of the old school classic. No holds
Let's
barred,
go,
no
brother.
punches
The
pulled,
king of
say
hate
whatever the
is
fuck I
back.
want, do whatever the fuck I want because I'm the big dog in the yard. And
I
no
thought
one's gonna
you
fuck
were
with
doing
me.
whatever
The
you
return of the
wanted.
king of hate, Darksydephil. I shit on everything.
Look at
I make
all
fun of
these people
everything,
saying,
I
do
razz
it, do it,
everything,
hell
and I
yeah,
cause
let's
drama.
go.
I talk shit and everyone hates me and I hate
Bring
them
back the king of
So I'm
hate.
constantly
Return the
arguing with
king.
people.
The
We've
king
got
is back.
arguments.
I'm
We've
down.
got fights.
Yes.
I'm going on podcasts and I'm fucking
We'll just watch both of these fucking chats. I'm not sure which one's actually his and which one's the restreamer. But, like, just watch it. They're like, hell yeah, let's go. Both of them are saying it.
tearing people a new asshole.
think this
but
is
then they're
his
tearing
chat.
me a new asshole. And we got people at each other's throats. And I'm appearing on lolcow live and Kino Casino.
We need old
and
Phil
I'm
back.
screaming
He's
at the host, and they're
funnier.
screaming back at me, and
Reinstate
we're
the
going
Hardy
crazy. And there's
Army.
just drama left, right, up, and down. Darksydephil always causing problems for everyone. He
Return
just won't
of the
keep his fucking mouth
king.
shut because he bothers everyone and he talks shit about everyone. Why can't he just shut the fuck up? But it's very entertaining when he opens his mouth, and you always want to hear the next thing he's going to say because you don't
I mean, I don't think you were all that entertaining, to be honest. You'd be more entertaining than you are now, but you weren't that entertaining, to be
know how
fair.
crazy it's going to be, and you don't know who he's not afraid to piss off next.
But you're afraid to piss off everyone. You were afraid to do it without Kino Casino being there to fall back on. You're afraid to piss people off. Like, oh, I can't do that unless Kino Casino's there so they can have my back in case someone gets offended with what I said, though. That's clearly him now. He's too afraid of everything now. He's too shell-shocked to do any of that now. The internet made him like a twitchy, paranoid little scaredy cat. And he's too afraid to actually stand up on his own convictions and back up his own opinions of shit. He can't do that now. This is all blowharding. Him being a blowhard. I would love to actually see him do like a retro throwback stream where he gets a old camcorder out and points it at his TV and like, okay, everyone, we're gonna do it. I bet he'd get some decent money just as like a retro throwback thing like that. I think that would be kind of fun.
That's the right-hand choice. Okay?
The right-wing
Complete
choice.
polar opposite of the left-hand choice. Because I'm not playing the game. I'm ignoring. I mean, I'll still play video games, sure, but
Yes,
this would be
turn here,
leaning
Phil.
completely
Oh, right.
and utterly.
So this one's the Kick chat, and this one's probably the YouTube chat. Okay, I gotcha. But both chats are saying yes, yes, for the love of God, do that, please. Yeah, it'd be awesome. If you constantly made fun of Elon and Trump, it would piss off your detractors. 95% of them are MAGA. Duty is a huge Elon simp. Yes, do that. 100%.
Literally.
I guess I'm part of the 5% that isn't MAGA.
Into the drama. Internet blood sport. I'm coming at all these motherfuckers who've come after
You're
me.
too
for the
much
last
of
10
a
to 15
pussy
years.
nowadays
I'm
to
going
do that.
Destroy every single fucking one of them. And then when I'm done with them, because it won't take long to go through these fucking schlubs who shout
Yeah, sure, Phil. Okay.
on me for so long. When I'm done with every one of those fucking losers and there's just a pile of broken fucking bodies at my feet, then I'm going after everyone else.
This is so pathetic. This is so pathetic. He really thinks he can. I mean, obviously he doesn't think this. He knows better than this. He knows he can't actually stand with this on his own two legs anymore about the whole drama thing. But it's just so cringy hearing him fucking pretend to be this badass again. It's so fucking cringy.
Is fucking safe from the king.
Sure, Phil. Whatever you say.
Now, what's hilarious about that is that everyone is going crazy right now.
Yes, they are.
Everyone is going nuts in the
It's
chat.
almost like there's not actually a choice here, and you are going to do the same thing that you're always going to do, and they don't actually have a choice. Because if you put it down to a vote on what your actual audience wants, they clearly want this fucking path, Phil. So let them have path 2 and go down it then. And stop being a fucking pussy and stand up for your own convictions then, Phil.
Right? They are. Everyone, whoa. It's funny because the first option I mentioned, the left road, going towards gaming and butt kissing and selling out, some people were like, we would like that. We're okay with that. Now I go to the drama side, and people are like, oh my God, yes, drama. Do it, Phil. Change, rip everyone. Rah, 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 right? But you have to understand something, okay? Just like the left turn goes into selling out. When you go left and you turn that direction, you have to understand something. You can't go back. Once you're a shill, you're always a shill.
So Phil is a shill then, right? Because are we trying to forget the numerous times you've shilled out on your channel before, Phil? Like, how many times have you shilled for this or that? You shilled out for that weird-ass fucking beanbag chair. You shilled for, not gamer subs. It was, loot boxes. You shilled for loot boxes. You shilled for the weird beanbag chair thing. You shilled for that weird gamer chair that fell apart. You shilled for, like, wasn't there some kind of food thing you shilled for too? At some point? You've shilled for numerous fucking things. So, if once you're a shill, you're always a shill. Once you're a jet, you're always a jet. Like, okay, so then you're a shill. You already shilled. And if going by your own logic here, once you're a shill, you're always a shill, you might as well stick with being a fucking shill. But the point is, he is a shill. He's just shilling for himself. He is shilling for his own fucking wallet. He's shilling, selling himself as a fucking product. So you're still a fucking shill, even then, Phil.
It never changes. You will always be that shill, and you can't stop it. You will have to be that for the rest of your career.
No, you
one's going to believe.
No, you don't, though. Phil, you can change. You don't have to always be a shill for the rest of your fucking life. Like, things are not set in stone like that. You can fucking change and stop doing that if you wanted. Just like you did. You were a shill, you were a sellout, and now you're not. So obviously it's not set in stone then, is it, huh?
You after you've sold out and lied for so long. If you go to the right and you become ultimate
to
drama,
the left,
the return of the
to
king
the
of
right,
hate, and I'm here
to
to
the
destroy
left
the
and the
internet
right.
and fuck everyone, right? That also is an irreversible change. Because now...
No, it's not. It's not some, like, Oh, once I choose this option, I can never go back. Never once could I. No! You've done both of these options before! You've walked both paths, Phil! You've gone on the right and you've gone on the left. You sucked dick and shilled for products that you knew were trash, and you also were into the drama all the time. Look at the whole thing with LTG and then all the times you shit on Rich from Review Tech and everything like that. You're constantly in the drama anyway. So who are you fooling with this? You can be on both. You don't. It's not a one-way chat. It's not a permanent fucking choice, Phil. You're just making shit up so that the middle path, aka the one where you don't have to fucking do anything, is the right. It looks like the right one to them.
Once you go down that vortex, all right, willingly.
You mean the vortex you've already went down? Yes, you have.
Incredibly resistant. And
No, you have not.
I don't want to go down.
Where? Where were you
I
resistant?
think that it would be destructive. To be quite frank,
Oh my god.
I think that would result in some of the most interesting, most entertaining content the internet has ever seen, and also it would destroy people's fucking lives.
These gout pills are a hoot. They make my foot not hurt and I can walk on them again.
Okay.
Gout X for the win.
Okay? I'm just being honest. I think it would be incredibly entertaining and incredibly toxic and destructive at the same time. I see
When
people
you're
losing
a
their
shill,
jobs.
you're a
I see
shill
people
all
losing
the
their
way.
livelihoods. I see people getting completely
Loot
destroyed.
boxes,
Really.
gaming chair, beanbags, etc. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So
He's shilled numerous times.
there you go. That's that direction. If I do that, that's the end of me.
No one
seriously covering
says
games.
that.
Every once in a while, maybe I'll pull a game out and play it. But it's going to be drama all day, every day. Drama, drama, drama. And by the way, I fully believe, truly believe,
We can't. His morals.
that either of those paths, which are the
Haven't you
easy
done
paths,
multiple rants and
would
Rich?
make me more popular.
Sounds like drama to me,
more
brother.
financially successful, and
Oh,
secure a future for my
yeah.
family. I firmly and utterly believe that. Okay? But then there's the third row. Okay? There's the third row.
The easy road where I don't have to fucking do anything, guys. I wonder which one he's gonna pick.
And the third road is the hardest. And the third road is the most challenging and the toughest. All right?
I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom really quick, so I'll be right back. I could go for a free monster sample. I don't know. Monster's pretty good. After these messages, we'll be right back. All right. Let's continue.
Because the third road is the road that no one travels. It's the road. Don't sell out, but don't become a drama queen, person here. But the third road.
This is such bullshit.
Folks,
you are witnessing grade A manipulation. It only really works on dense, though. I'm sorry. Everyone else can see past this bullshit.
Listen directly to my viewers. And I do my best to take constructive criticism and change for the better in the future.
No, you don't.
But I be my own person.
He bans everyone that gives him constructive criticism. Because you got to spoon feed it to him like, Phil, honey, it's okay. It's okay, Phil. It's fine. You're doing such a great job. But maybe, possibly, if you could, stop begging so much, you would probably get more money and you wouldn't come across as greedy. You're banned! No, you can't say I'm greedy. You gotta, sugarcoat it like you're talking to a fucking infant with Phil. Otherwise, oh, you're too mean. I'm banning you. I can't take constructive criticism at all.
I don't become the shill sellout. I don't become the drama queen.
You're
king of
both
hate,
somehow.
But instead,
you're all of these.
I sit here every day and I hang out with you and we have honest, fun conversations.
Gee, I wonder which one he's going to pick.
I do branch out
the lazy path
and do different
my god!
Content, but it's not always.
Can we do a poll? No, of course you can't do an actual poll.
Chill indie games out. We can hang out and like it.
Oh yes,
but
the way of the fence sitter.
I'm not going to be the king of hate or the king of anything. I'm not going to be the shill king where I make a ton of money.
The least amount of effort, the least amount of support. Oh wow!
But I'm still going to be me.
Douchebag.
And I won't lose myself, and I won't have to change and take the easy way out like everyone else has. All right? But there is.
But I thought you said you already did change, Phil. Which one is it? Oh, I don't have to change at all, or I changed so much, guys.
Caveat to all of it.
Caveat.
Right? And here's the caveat.
You're pronouncing that so wrong.
Kicker. Here's the catch. Here's the trick. Here's the thing that so many people seem to have issue with when I take that third road. All right? The road far less traveled. I have to do things differently. And because I'm doing it differently...
I have to do things differently, guys. I have to beg. It's your guys' fault, really, that I have to beg because you're not just giving me the money normally. You're making me ask for that money. See, if you were just to give me that money in the first place, then I wouldn't have to ask for it. And then people wouldn't call me an e-bagger. You see where I'm going with this? So if you guys are just unload your Velcro wallets on me as soon as I start up, then I wouldn't have to fucking beg. Now we can just get to these goals while you can watch me eat something. Wow. Isn't that awesome?
And I don't have sponsor money and I don't have drama money. I have to ask my viewers for money. Because I'm asking you daily if you like the
begging
third road, the road that's the hardest out of all of them, where I'm not going to get
not that many people go down the begging road.
A bunch of people who like internet blood sports throwing their money at
probably
me.
Because
I'm going to need those who
it'll
want
make you look really bad and shitty
to actually come and support it. And I'm going to be asking you every day.
The illusion of choice.
You,
even his chats are ripping him a new one for this.
Are you okay? You all right? He jumped in the window and he slipped and he fell out of the window. You all right? I think he got caught up in the curtains. Poor guy. Okay, let's continue. Because this is the road less traveled,
King of Hate Road is better. We are here for entertainment.
Everyone makes bank one way or the other. And everyone wants me to go one way or the other. I keep getting told, go this way or go that way. Go this way or go that way.
So do it. Don't go down the middle.
But what about my way? And what?
Oh my god, this fucking idiot. And obviously this is not really even aimed at his audience. This is trying to convince himself that he is right in his decision, right? Because he's already made this decision a long fucking time ago, right? He's made this decision a long time ago, and he's just trying to convince himself that what he's doing is the right way and try not to get swayed to do one thing or the other and just keep doing the same lazy bullshit that he's always done. That's all this is. So it's not even really for his audience. It's literally just for him to fucking keep doing the same tried and tired bullshit that we have known and seen for years is not working for him. It does not work for him. Oh yeah, 100%. You're right. He definitely tried to reach out for sponsorships and no one, and they all said no. 100%. He did try to, I imagine. And like, we all know he can't really get sponsorships, right? And he's too afraid and shell-shocked by being a lolcow and too paranoid now to really go down the whole drama route full end. He's too afraid of it. He's too old, guys. So he knows that he's not going to actually do anything. Yep. Because he's not willing to stand on his own opinions, on his own tirades and shit. Like when he goes after someone, he's too afraid to stand up against the repercussions of him doing that. He doesn't want to be held accountable for his own actions, right? So he's only willing to do drama when PPP and Worski were there. And obviously they're not there anymore. But
what's wrong with my way? All right.
It doesn't work.
What's wrong with my way?
It doesn't work.
The major complaint.
We've seen that it doesn't work.
Too much.
Yeah.
Well, when I ask, I receive. When I say, let's get hype for an event, let's get hype for
What
this
an
and that.
entitled piece of shit. My God.
People actually support
the
it.
entitlement
They like it. If they didn't like it,
off the
why would
charts
they support
here.
it? When people say things like, oh, your reward is you're going to eat fast food, how is that a reward? Well, why don't you ask the people who supported to get it? Because obviously they saw it as...
Or they're paying you so you can shut the fuck up about the goals and the rewards so you can actually do your job and attempt to entertain them. So you're not badgering them all the time and stopping every 5 seconds to talk about money. Phil, they're not paying you so you can get that goal. They're paying you to shut you the fuck up.
As such. Did they not? Did
No.
we not just do an entire day of me playing a series of games that I never would have played on my own, but because you guys asked for it, I did, and now we've got an awesome outcome where now I might actually play these games in the future and check them out
that
because-
was that stream was terrible too, by the way. The whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing was so trash. Oh my God. I didn't watch most of it. I was sitting there and I was like coming back and forth and seeing what he was doing now and then and stuff, because I had to work that day because I have a job. I don't go begging online for fucking money. I actually go and work, Phil. But it was terrible.
Because I understand them better. So how is that not a good outcome from me asking for contributions to get there?
Because it makes you
another
look
question that I
bad.
have to
This
pose,
guy has
okay?
zero
Me sitting here on the
humility.
stream all day saying,
My
let's
God.
hit the goal. Let's
No
get some super chats.
humility.
Let's get some subs, right? Who is that hurting exactly? Was I running a large-scale crypto scam where I lied to my viewers?
It's hurting your own self-image. It's hurting your own self-image. It's hurting any sort of respect you would want to keep for yourself.
About their
It's hurting
investments making them
yourself.
rich, and then I just pulled the rug out from under them and pocketed all their money? Did it ruin any of their lives?
You 100% would run a crypto scam if you could. If he could run a crypto scam, guaranteed he would 100% do that and fleece his fans for even more money. Can you imagine Gout Coin or Pigroach Coin? He wouldn't call it Pigroach Coin. That's too insulting to him. But maybe Gout Coin. He would 100% do it. King of Hate Coin. Guys, the King of Hate Coin is here. Look at it. It's so cool. It has me wearing the crown. And you can get one for a very low amount of money. I guarantee you this is not a scam. 2 seconds after people buy it, rug pulled. Well, I don't know what happened. Someone must have hacked it, guys. I didn't take any of the money.
Right? Did I run an entire giant corporation based on giving your children unhealthy candy and lunchable knockoff meals that actually are going to make them, like, sick and not healthy?
I mean, that's not how Mr. Beast got rich in the first place. Honestly, his Feastable candy bars are really fucking good. Like, I've had it a couple times, those Feastable candy bars. Those are actually really good. And they're more healthy than a Hershey's is. They actually are made out of real sugar, which is... Real sugar is so much better for you and so much healthier for you than actual corn syrup. Or whatever else, the fake sugar that they used in normal candy bars. So, I can't speak about Lunchables. I never had a Lunchly. I mean, I haven't tried Lunchly. But in terms of the Feastables are actually better and more healthier for you. I know that.
But because I'm some big guy who's like the Pied Piper to children on the internet, it's all okay. So I ruin an entire generation of kids who watch garbage on the internet. Did I do that?
That's a lot of assuming.
For money?
No, you lied and claimed your wife has cancer to trick Kino Casino? There was no real good outcome for you doing that, but you lied to a person online about your wife having cancer when she may or may not have had cancer. So you lying about cancer with no real benefit to you for doing so kind of puts you up there on par with Boogie in my eyes anyway. That's almost as bad as Boogie, because again, at least Boogie thought he fucking had cancer. I mean, granted, he probably should have had it verified and double checked to make sure 100% he did have cancer, but at the time, he thought he had cancer. Whereas Phil is just blatant, supposedly, if you believe him, as opposed to, like, his whole fucking lies that he's trying to spread about getting ahead of this and retconning it, that he is outright lying about his wife having cancer. I'm like, I thought that you like your family, and I can't do this because it'll hurt my family. I can't show you guys my Down from the Rafters account or proof that Down from the Rafters was my account because I gotta protect my family. So how is lying that your wife has fucking cancer protecting your family? How is that protecting Kat by lying to people that she has fucking cancer? Phil? Huh? How is that fucking bullshit?
Did I do any of these horrible, horrendous things that
you
other
did.
content creators who are big and prominent just get off doing every day and never get held accountable for?
You did much worse.
No. What I said was, let's eat some fucking pizza. Send me some money so next week we can order pizza, which you will help me to order, and we'll have a fun pizza party together. And then we did it. And then it was fun. So what's wrong with that? We've got actual creators.
Yeah, he would do a crypto scam, and Jade would be the one who's like holding most of the coins still. And like somehow Jade gets super rich off of it, and DSP fails to even get rich off his own crypto scam.
The internet making documents.
Jade gets a really like rocket powered wheelchair or whatever. I mean, good for him.
About me saying I'm the greediest creator. Are you fucking kidding me?
You are.
Have you ever watched anyone else? You are fucking schlub. You are so lame because you take the low-hanging fruit, the easy target that everyone's already targeted, to make a worthless fucking video that rehashes the same.
Oh, but it's fine when he goes after the low-hanging fruit and goes after all the lolcows. That's fine when he does that. But when other people use him as the low-hanging fruit, that's not okay. But it's okay for him to do that with other low-hanging fruit. Okay, sure, Phil.
Shit, and just ignores the fact that there are people 47 times worse than me who actively hurt people on a fucking daily.
Not really. Again, like his reasoning here, like you don't know that. You're making wild assumptions about Mr. Beast and who else were you saying? Boogie? Like I mean, yeah, Boogie's bad, but he's not hurting people actively. He's just a fucking idiot, and he's not really all that popular. So, who else are you saying besides Mr. Beast, Phil?
Basis to get ahead, but somehow
At least Mr. Beast is providing a tangible product that people can choose if they want to buy it or not. They don't have to buy it. That's on the consumer if they want to buy it or not. That's on the consumer if they buy it. Right? I bought his candy bars before. They tasted fine. They tasted good. And doesn't like Mr. Beast sell like those weird toys too also for kids? Like, who gives a shit? He's using capitalism for his advantage. That's kind of what you're supposed to do, Phil. How is he somehow more greedy than you? Because he's rich? That doesn't really add up.
The greediest person on the internet. Get fucked, you disingenuous fucking loser who has no idea
So yeah, this whole rant is basically just because of August the Duck, I guess.
We make a documentary.
It's
what a fucking.
It's not a documentary, Phil. It's an 11-minute video. That's not a documentary.
Loser schlub to
Oh
pull
my
my
God.
name out of the hat.
He is
and
so
say,
upset.
I'm the greedy guy. You're nuts.
You are the greedy guy. Hi, Mr. Greedy. How are you doing today? Hello, kids. It's me, Mr.
Yeah.
Greedy. And I'm here to steal your money.
Is different. The third path means I need your support every day. And it means that every day I'm going to ask for it. And it means every day I'm going to hopefully get it. And
oh my God, the audacity of this fucking clown beggar. Holy shit, guys. Bro. I can't believe he just admitted that. We gotta hear that again. Holy shit. That's just an outright audacity of a beggar coming up to you and be like, yeah, I'm a beggar. Every time I see you, I'm gonna beg you for money, and I better fucking get it. Jesus Christ, can you imagine? Like some homeless guy is like wearing fucking tattered up clothes, and then you like follow him for a little bit, and he gets in his fucking BMW and drives to a big fucking huge house and shit. That's Phil. Jesus Christ. The audacity of this man-child right now. Holy fuck. Actually, let me slow this down a little bit. Let me go slow motion. Slow motion. That's the wrong way. Let's go this way.
Yeah.
Slow motion.
The third path.
Wait, did I go too far back? Fuck.
Is different. The third path means that every day I'm going to ask for every day. Means
Here we go.
I need your support every day. And it means that every day I'm going to ask for it. And it means every day I'm going to hopefully get it. And I will be disappointed if I don't. Okay?
Holy fuck.
But it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy.
Tough. It's not gonna be easy for me to sit here and beg you fucking assholes so you can give me the money that is mine in the first place. Holy fuck. Let's just keep going in this speed for the rest of it. Why not?
Because it's
I'm
not
not gonna
get paid to kiss butt and get paid to basically hurt people.
It's not going to get paid to actually earn my living and actually produce some kind of fucking content and actually, do some sort of fucking work. No. Jesus Christ. I can't believe he actually said that. The audacity of this cocksucker. Holy fuck.
Instead, it's get paid to be me and ask for the payment because it's willing. Because I'm giving you
I just gotta be me.
content for free. And then hopefully you guys will help to keep it coming by supporting me moving forward.
Hopefully, yeah.
It's definitely a different model.
Wait, hold on. Ugh. Buttons. Gotta love these prayer hands here too, by the way.
Get paid to basically hurt people.
Please,
Instead,
I'm begging
get paid
you.
to be me and
Give
ask
me
for the payment
money.
because it's willing.
I'm on my hands and
because
knees.
I'm giving you the content for free, and then hopefully you guys will help.
The quality content, by the way, the quality content of him sitting there begging for money, hardly ever playing a game, and talking about his schedule and goals. That's the quality content he's giving you for free, by the way. But he still expects to get paid, so it's really not free content then, is it, huh?
To keep it coming by supporting me moving forward. It's different.
Gotta keep that cash coming, that paoli.
Fucking, you're an e-beggar. Listen.
You are.
You tell me. What's the better path? To sell out?
All the paths besides path 3 are the better path, Phil. And since you can't go path 1, because you can't really be a sellout anymore because you can't get sponsorships. Path 2 is much better and more probable and likely for you to actually be able to do it than Path 3. Path 3 is always going to be the least chosen of the 3 paths here. And since you can't do Path 1, you got to cross Path 1 off. Path 2 is going to be the winner, Phil. It's very easy. Like, at least Phil has the notoriety already of being, like, an asshole. So that will help him be in the drama sphere and doing all that shit. Hold on. Sorry. I've said before, what Phil should do is go on Kick, stream exclusively on Kick, and just be 100% rage pig asshole, just like Ethan Ralph. He would probably make more money doing that. And just, like, he's going to be a lolcow no matter what, right? So he might as well just be his honest, true self and just be like a full rage pig like fucking Ethan Ralph. And he would probably get more eyes on him, more viewers, more money, probably. People would pay him to do that. So yes, go Path 2.
The bully, or the person who says, let's get positive and please send me some support so we can do some fun
Positive.
stuff together.
I love how, like, he equates I love how he equates positivity with money, with income. Like, you can't be positive by just having people watching your content and being appreciative of that. I'm appreciative to everyone who watches my streams because I know I don't get a whole lot of viewers, and that's fine, but I'm glad for everyone that sticks around and actually watches me, Phil. That's positive contribution. It doesn't have to be tips. It doesn't have to be money. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because it's fun. It's a hobby. But no, every fucking detractor has making money off of me. No, they're not. Most of them aren't. Sure, some of them get, like, well, I mean, maybe half of them get tips and stuff like that. But they're not doing it for money in the first place, though. They're doing it because it's funny. They're doing it because it's funny shitting on you. And because it's like, it's a train wreck they can't look away from. It's a car accident and you want to get closer. You want to see what happened. They're like, oh, is that a body? It's all mangled up. Hello, officer. Could you bring that mangled corpse here so my wife can see? Oh, thank you. That's much better. Ah, yes. Look, honey. Look how his hip is going the wrong way. Isn't that amazing? Like, you want to see that. Like, people love drama. People love watching a fucking train wreck, and that's what you are, Phil. It's entertaining to watch and make fun of you when you're such an easy fucking target. And on the same time, it's so fascinating to see such a warped fucking brain. Like, see someone with such a warped mentality that, like, he continues to fascinate me just from, like, a psychiatrist. Like, I'm not, like, a professional. I'm not, like, some kind of, like, psychologist or therapist or anything like that. But the topic of, like, psychiatry in general does kind of interest me a bit. And it's just really fascinating to witness someone so warped like this. It really is interesting to see his brain kind of try to, like, mold and shift and, like, because he's constantly doing, well, what is it called? Like, brain acrobatics or whatever. I forget what there's a detractor term that we use for it, but I can't remember the way he, like, is constantly warping his perspective around so that he's always in the right. He's always the one that's doing the correct thing, and everyone else is the psychos. And he's the real victim here, and he's the one that's actually correct, and everyone else is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's really interesting to see him go through in his head these mental gymnastics. That's it. These mental gymnastics, to see him, like, warp his skewed version of reality and try to spin it around to feed back to his dents. It's really fascinating, honestly.
What's worse? Nothing's perfect. I'll be honest, I don't think any three of those choices is perfect. I don't. And to be honest with all of you, okay, I don't think that it's my right to sit here and say that any of those paths are absolutely incorrect. I may morally disagree with some of those paths. All right, I might.
Oh my
But
god.
that doesn't mean that they're wrong. That doesn't mean that they're right. It just means that they're different. Okay.
And he's too fucking chicken shit to actually put a poll up. To, like, even if, like, obviously we all know he's going with option 3, right? Yeah, Phil, option 3 yourself. Please, for the love of God, option 3 yourself. I just remembered that, actually. For the love of God, just option 3 yourself in Minecraft right now. Or even outside of Minecraft, it's fine. Just option 3 yourself right now and free us from this prison that we're in. And make the world a better place. Option 3 today. Path 3 right now. I think Cat still has that gun, so option 3 yourself, please. I lost track of my... Yeah, so obviously he's going for path 3 anyway. But the least he could have done was, like, put a poll up just to see what his fans voted for. But he already knows that his fans will vote for any... his fans will vote for any fucking path other than path 3.
Many people on this planet think that the world is black and white. So either that was the right path or it was the wrong path. That's not true. Everyone can live to coexist and do their own thing and not have to fuck with others and not have to destroy the things of others. You know what I'm saying? I've learned this a lot over the last 10 years, that it's more about live and let live. I mean,
it took you 10 years to realize this, and he's 43. He's going to be 43 right now, right? At age 43, or over the last 10 years, I guess, okay? So let's say age 33. It took him to age... I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say age 33 if it's the last 10 years, right? Give him the benefit of the doubt, age 33. It took you to age 33 to realize this. Age 33 to realize that there's no black and white in reality, and that everything's kind of like a different shade of gray, and that one path is not always the right path, and yada, yada, yada. And that reality is kind of how each individual perceives it. And reality isn't just some factual thing set in stone that this is this and like, you know what I mean? Like, people could skew things up and see how it's different based on everyone's different perspective and everything. And how we kind of create our own reality based on our own core beliefs and our own perspectives on stuff and stuff like that. You're telling me it took you to age 33 to realize this? And you were a valedictorian somehow? I swear to God, he was a valedictorian for, like, a mentally challenged school where they all had to ride the short bus, and he was just the smartest retard there. And that's the only way he was a fucking valedictorian. Because everyone else couldn't even barely talk. I'm sorry if that's a little too harsh. I really do apologize. But god fucking damn it, Phil. Kids know this shit.
Had a lot of issues with Keemstar and the kind of content that he puts out. I did. I really, like, strongly disagree.
But then Keemstar kissed my ass a little bit, and now I like him. Maybe I'll even show up on the lolcow show one day, and maybe I'll get my $50,000 still. That ship has sailed, Phil.
Agreed with it and thought that it was wrong, and I sat here and I crapped on him because I was jealous of his success, and I didn't like that he was getting over with the kind of bullying, lolcow kind of content that he was making. Okay? And then we sat down and we had a conversation together.
But he kissed my butt.
Very man-to-man, very respectfully. And now I think my eyes have been opened, and I realized I really don't think it's my right to criticize that content if everyone who's involved in it is willingly involved in it. It's different if someone's forced into it, coerced into it. There's a difference. But everyone who's on those shows is willingly on them. They're actively engaged in.
Well, I mean, kind of, but at the same time, does Boogie and Rings really have any other options besides that show? But I mean, they're getting paid to humiliate themselves, so I mean, I guess.
They're making bank doing it, and it's their right to. It's not my place to sit here and crap on that way.
I think he's a little...
On the flip side of that...
Honestly, I kind of feel like maybe he might be a little bit jealous. Maybe he's regretting turning down Keemstar's $50,000 for being on that show. And that, like, if he had actually said yes and gotten the $50,000, he'd have an equal stake in that show, just the same as Boogie and Wings do, and maybe he's regretting that decision a little bit. I kind of suspect that a little bit, but I'm not entirely sure. I kind of feel like maybe he is, though.
The sellout stuff, I know I rag on those people all the time. I know I do. 100%. I don't like sellouts. I don't like you turn.
You are a sellout, though. Look in the fucking mirror, sir. And you're making wild assumptions about everyone who has, oh my god, they dare to have a fucking sponsor. Oh my god, Wendigoon has a 2-minute ad in one of his videos. He's a sellout, and he doesn't care about any of the content he creates because he's trying to feed his fucking family by accepting a sponsorship. That's how business works. You supposedly have a business degree and you can't see this? Why do you have a business degree, Phil? Were you sleeping the whole time? Do they just hand out business degrees even if you don't fucking, like, do anything? You don't show up for class, you drink and party, and you still somehow graduate? They just push you through? Here, you paid money for this college class. Here's your degree. It doesn't actually matter if you, like, pass any tests or do any homework or projects or anything. As long as you pay money, we'll give you a fucking degree. That's probably what fucking happened.
Turn on someone's stream and you've got referral code here, ad over here, click here to buy merch, click here to do this. Where's the content? You're literally
yeah, they are making
a
decent,
and a lot of people have done that. Okay,
like, admittedly, look, lolcow Live is getting some decent money and support, and good for them, I guess. I just don't personally enjoy the content, mostly because I think it's kind of like stupid content, and I don't really like Keemstar that much. So I'm like, but good. I mean, good for them for making that money and getting that bag or whatever. But I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that it's still going, because for a while there, I know, like, before the whole Boogie faking cancer thing, like, they were really in a downward spiral, and I didn't think they were going to last much longer. And then the whole Boogie got, like, faking cancer thing came up, and then ever since then, it's kind of been more successful that now than it was back then. So whatever Keemstar changed or is doing must have worked, because they're getting a lot more now. And good on them for it. Because I'll admit, I was wrong. I thought it wasn't going to last very long. So, yeah. I guess Keemstar really does know what he's doing.
Okay, they've become sponsor.
Still doesn't mean I like him, though.
I don't like that. At the same time, is it really my place to be crapping on that? Maybe I should have been.
And it still is 100% scripted, though. 100%.
When it came to, what was it, Woody's Gamer Tag and that show that they run, which I don't remember what it's called anymore. Isn't it? Oh, Painkiller or whatever it is, where I shat all over them and I said, man, that's fucked up. Look, their show's terrible. I mean, yeah, that was kind of me making fun of them, lampooning them. But at the same time, if they're making a living doing it and they're not hurting anyone by doing it, then I don't know why I'm shitting on them, except, of course, jealousy.
Oh, wasn't that because they have, like, one small little, like, annotation in the corner of their stream that said, hey, buy this, and that was their sponsor, and it was so, like, small portion of the screen, like, it didn't interfere with fucking anything, and he shit on them for it? Get real.
I'm jealous that they're successful, while here I am over here, the whipping boy of the internet, and I'm, scraping to get by and shit like that, right? So again,
and that's because of your own actions, Phil. You are where you are, not because of detractors, but because of your own actions. We are the repercussions of your actions and your fucking... of the shit that you have said, your own actions and all this stuff.
And it's just jealous.
It's junk.
Thing. Same
it's
that I
too late
Keemstar,
right now.
Right?
I'm getting tired. I'm sorry.
There's really nothing wrong with any of the paths, all right? But I want you to understand why I've tried to do things different, why I feel like my path
working
can work,
class YouTuber.
but it requires people to actually have some independent thought, to not listen to fucking morons.
Phil still needs to apologize for Lex for calling her
for personal gain. Phil's
another one of his fans. Yeah,
dude,
he does need to apologize.
Who can legitimately look at me and my
should.
content and say that I am the worst guy on the internet, period. It's just not possible. So anyone who is a disingenuous liar who has no content and relies on trying to make fun of memes on the internet to make content. I want you to think about that. I sit here and I grunt.
Yeah, Phil has tried doing that for years, and he was never able to figure it out. Like, even back during the KO gaming saga, when he was trying to finally monetize This Is How You Don't Play and failed at it because his ego got in the way and wouldn't allow his fans to submit This Is How You Don't Plays that actually made fun of him. He's like, oh, this is too hateful. You gotta like tone it down a bit. So like his ego got in the way of him like benefiting off of This Is How You Don't Play. Not to mention the fact that like he waited way too fucking long to do it. But yeah, he's just not smart enough to monetize his haters, to monetize us as detractors. He can't do it. And he shit on us so much in the past, it's pretty much impossible for him to do it now.
Find every day to put out content for you, whether it's gaming news, a podcast, just hanging out and having a conversation, playing a game, doing other things outside the box, whatever.
Well,
it is.
He won't, Mambo, because he can't. He has no proof of any of this. He's making wild assumptions about them too. Like, oh, they have no passion for what they're doing just because they're a shill. They somehow lie about everything they have content on? No. I mean, maybe he's trying to say that, like, they're lying about the product they're shilling, but that's not their entire content. That's like a 1 or 2 minute clip inside a larger video. That doesn't mean they're not passionate about what the actual video is about just because they have a fucking sponsorship.
It's definitely content. All right? I don't just make my content talking
And
about
all
other
their content is much better than yours because your content is garbage. All you talk about is money, support, tipping, goals, eating fucking pizza, and occasionally a gameplay clip that's boring as fuck with you just staring dead-eyed into the fucking camera, gamer-facing the whole fucking time.
people's content. I make original content.
No, you don't.
That's way harder.
You don't, though. Because you're still technically making content off of someone else. If you didn't actually have the video game, you wouldn't have anything to make content with. Being at like original content would be like making skits on your own with like props and shit like that. Like the older YouTube style where people are making skits and shit like that. That's original fucking content, not just fucking you sitting there bored as fuck playing a video game, barely talking over it. That's not original content. You're still just essentially reacting to a video game. And there's only so many ways you can push different buttons on a video game, Phil. That's not original content.
Because if you don't make your original content...
Oh, but he works so hard.
You're a fucking parasite.
You are...
I don't need...
That's a perfect fucking explanation for what you are. You are a parasite, a fucking boil on the ass of YouTube and the gaming community on the whole, Phil. Fuck you and shut the fuck up.
Anyone else to exist. I exist in the center of this weird universe, and this parasite vortex exists around me. If I turn off my camera and never broadcast again, 1,000 people have nothing to do tomorrow.
No. First off, I think the majority of the detractors actually have a job. A lot of them actually have real families. Quite a few of them have kids and a wife or whatever, husband, because some of them are women. You know what I mean? Like, they actually have lives outside of the internet. Not to mention, they can also just move on to a different lolcow. They can go over to fucking Amberlynn Reed or King Cobra or whoever the fuck else. You're not the only lolcow to make fun of, Phil. And guess what? They don't spend 90% of their time online either, Phil. This is the first time I made a fucking stream in like over a month. Because I've been so busy with my real life, Phil. So yeah, they'll have plenty of shit to do tomorrow if you don't turn on your fucking video. You dumbass. That's a good analogy for what Phil is. Phil is like an irritation. He's not as bad to be cancer, but he's like a pimple on this. I know it's a little gross. I'm sorry. He's a pimple or boil on the whole internet. And the vortex of detractors is like the immune system trying to fight off the boil, but it keeps coming back because it's very fucking stubborn. So like the detractors are like irritating the fuck out of it to get it to go the fuck away, and it just won't go away. You're
so
wrong.
Every one of them can get fucked. None of what you say matters. None of your criticism is valid. You're a bunch of fucking...
You don't even know what our criticism is because you ban us before we even get to say the criticism. Well, all the criticism is more valid than anything you get by your fucking pay pigs that kiss your ass all the time.
Loser lowlifes.
Aww.
And you don't mean anything to me.
I'm so
what does mean something
offended.
to me are the people who are here day in,
A fucking homeless beggar is insulting me. Oh no.
day out, hanging out with me on stream, supporting me.
You mean the 3 pay pigs you got and the rest are all LARPers? And every single person on Kick is like literally just a fucking Kino casino agent. Because this is before the Fallout.
In moral ways and financial ways to allow me to do what I love. Those are the people who are going to support me. Or they're the reason that's
wow. Wow.
After 17 years and so many other people who become...
These are the people that are going to support me. I know they're going to support me because I deserve it. And they better fucking support me or I'm gonna ban their ass. God fucking damn, Phil. Jesus. You can go straight to hell with that attitude. Jesus fuck.
Irrelevant. Or they quit and they ran away and tapped out. I'm still fucking here. There's a reason.
You're oh my god. His whole cope about I'm still here after all this shit just shows you that he has no other options. That's not a positive thing that you're still here through all the bullshit that has been thrown at you. I'm still here. Yeah, because you have nowhere else to go. Wait, check that. That's not true. He has other things he could do, like get a real job, but he is too fucking lazy to get a real job or to do something completely different. So he's willing to put up with all the bullshit and still be here because he's too fucking lazy to do anything else. He just wants all the free money for doing nothing but begging all the time. And he wishes we could fucking go away, which we're not ever going to go away. Phil, sorry, hate to break it to you. You're always going to have detractors because you're always a piece of shit. And you're never going to fucking change.
For that. And yes, it's a lot of my determination.
Again, it's the whole thing where it's like, you can't cancel someone who's so retarded, they don't understand that they've been canceled. He has his fingers in his ears, and he's doing, la la la, you can't cancel me, I can't hear you, la la la, I'm gonna keep streaming no matter what, la la la. Like, technically, yeah, he's been canceled, but does that even matter if he's too fucking, he has no humility to actually leave? And he's too fucking stupid to actually leave and, like, try to maybe better himself and do something different with his life? No, he's just gonna keep doing the same fucking shit he's always doing. It doesn't matter. It's like, oh, I haven't been canceled. Yeah, you technically have been canceled. You just ignored it and kept doing it. And that's why you're still getting all the shit that you're getting today with the detractors and shit like that, because you've been canceled. And you're too fucking stupid to realize it, Phil.
But at the same time, it's a lot of you and your determination, and you're putting up with the bullshit and sticking with it and supporting me through the people all these times with everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, he could be like Boogie did in his documentary where he goes to like the hiring agent. Of course, he like overplayed it to the extent so he doesn't get hired purposely, but he's like, so my name's Philip Burnell, and I haven't had a real job in 16 plus years, and I'm totally not hireable. Do not Google my name. You're not gonna like what you see.
Amazing. All right, it is.
He would purposely He would purposely self-sabotage any job attempt to get any attempt he made to try to get hired. He would purposely self-sabotage so he has no choice but to go back to begging online. We both know that shit because he doesn't want a fucking job.
But
obviously.
This is the path that I have. The sellout.
Even though that would provide a whole lot more stability financially for him and would probably help maybe attempt to start fixing some of the whole fucking mental issues that he has. Most of that shit ain't going away, but maybe actually socializing with real fucking people. But we all know he's too fucking spoiled at this point. He wouldn't last more than a day at any fucking job at this point. What, you expect me to actually work? What about Carlos over there? He's doing nothing. I can't be like, Carlos, go do my work for me. I'm gonna sit back here, okay? Hey, boss, I think I deserve a raise. I did such a good job over here. Look, I organized these files alphabetically. Oh my gosh, I should get a raise.
Drama King of Hate return, or
yeah, it was hugely
my
overplayed.
path, which I've been doing, but understanding that we're just not going to put up with this bullshit from these fucking losers anymore. And yes, I am going to make.
So what are you gonna do about it, Phil? I thought you didn't want to get involved in drama, Phil. What happened to the whole King of Hate, Phil? We're not going to put up with it. That implies you're going to do something. And since you're not going to do a goddamn thing, shut the fuck up.
Make money. I am going to ask for contributions.
God
and
damn.
You're going to like it. Because I'm successful and you're not. Because success.
He's doubling down on it again. My God. Philip, that's not how you do things.
I am going to ask for contributions and you're going to like it. Because I'm successful and you're not. Because success doesn't mean you steal success from someone else. It means you make it for yourself, which is what.
Success is not begging people online, though, Phil. Success means, hey, I made a product. People want to buy that product. People pay me naturally for this product. That's actual success. That's not what you're doing, sir. That's called begging. People pay you because you ask them for money. You're not providing any product for them. Your content is garbage. You have proven in this whole fucking stream and rant today that if you don't ask them for money, you will not get paid for your product, your content. People won't pay you naturally for your content, i.e., that is not success, Phil. That is e-begging. There is a difference. If you're asking them for money, that's not success. They are not paying you for your fucking product. He has a very warped definition of what success is. Like, was he awake for 1 second of business? Fucking, I fail to believe that he actually has a legitimate fucking business degree. It had to be one of those things where it's like you just pay them money and they'll give you a piece of paper that has a degree on it. Like, because he didn't fucking learn a goddamn thing.
What I have always done and you could never do because you don't have talent. Get it?
Wait, what is it that you do that no one else can ever do? Because I'm almost 100% sure a lot, if not most detractors have off days where they unwind and they play video games and they don't talk about you at all, and they still get people donating to them, and they don't have to beg for it. Like, almost every single detractor I know does streams like that, where they just have an unwind day or a fucking decompression day where they just fucking play games and talk to their audience about whatever, and they don't talk about you or restream you or whatever. And guess what? They still make money doing that original content, Phil.
It? Anyone who relies on me to make their content has no talent.
He points at his shitty ass fucking.
Sorry, it's just true.
Yeah, okay, sure, Phil. I have no proof that it's true. I'm just saying it's true. And because I said it's true, it has to be true. Even though earlier in this whole stream, I was talking about how reality isn't really like subjective, and it isn't like 100% like one way or the other set in stone and shit like that. But now it is because I said it. Okay, Phil, yeah. Now he's quiet to let that bullshit sink in. He is.
If anyone wants to argue with that, Why don't you make some content for your own and show me how fucking successful it does? Like some of these no-loads who actually did try. Oh, I'm going to play games like Phil does. Oh, I'm going to do a stream like he does. Oh, I'm going to do this. And then you fail, you fail, you
have you actually watched those streams, Phil? Because last time I checked, when they were actually making video games, when they were playing video games and not restreaming you, they were making the same amount in donations that they were making restreaming you. They weren't making that much less playing a video game that they were restreaming you. And also, they actually have real jobs to go to, so they don't actually do this online YouTube thing for a career, so they don't have to do that. You know that, right? They actually have income that they make that isn't dependent online, on YouTube, on content creation, Phil. So they don't have to do any of that shit. And they aren't failing, because when they do shit like that, they still make around on par the same amount of fucking money they do anyway.
Fail, you fail. Why doesn't July the Cuck make a fucking piece of content for himself that's not making fun or deriding or trying to bring...
He did. Like, all that content that he has on his channel. And I watched July... Was it? Fuck, I almost said July. I watched August the Duck's follow-up to this, and he says he has like 3 different channels. One of those channels is Video Gate, where he plays video games, and he gets the same amount in views and support on those channels as he does in the drama channel, Phil. So he already did. Guess what? He's still successful, more successful than you, by the way. Way more successful than you, doing the same fucking type of content you do than you are. How about that, Phil? He actually did do that. But you don't know that because you didn't look into it more than 2 seconds.
Bring down someone else and see how it does. Because
it
ain't gonna fucking work.
It did work, actually, Phil. How about that? He doesn't have to beg people for his fucking money.
Get it? The talent are the ones who have the parasites sucking on them at all times.
Okay, yeah, This is fucking delusional. Delusional. He really thinks he's like hyper fucking talented and owed all this money just for starting a stream. This is delusion. This is such cope. Oh my god. This man is sick. Like, I'm sorry, he's really fucking sick. Like, I know they kind of stopped having like mental hospitals being a thing now, and like the only real reason anyone's really sent to a mental hospital now is like if they're trying to like harm themselves. Oh, hold on. But if Phil was born in like the 60s or whatever, he would probably be committed into like an actual insane asylum, because Jesus Christ, he is not seeing objective reality right here. He really isn't.
Anyway, at this point, I think it's time to do some shout outs.
The ego on this man is insane.
Dramatic stream. That's for
exactly. It's all fair use. We are like essentially what fucking Nostalgia Critic was back in the day. You know what I mean? Nostalgia Critic just fucking reacted and criticized fucking older movies and cartoon shows and shit like that. That's all we're fucking doing to internet drama content. Really, that's it. That's considered legitimate fucking content, Phil. Sorry, but it is. And with fair use, we have the right to do so. And it's clearly entertaining, given that almost every single detractor has way more viewership than you fucking do, Phil.
For sure. All right. Let's go ahead and do some shout outs. All right. And thank you, because so many people are giving me very positive messages right now in the chat.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I appreciate that. And I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. You know, here I am. I'm going through shit. All right. I'm going through real shit.
Poor baby's going through
that is
real
so
shit. AKA my wife having cancer that I may or may not have lied about. And my rabbit fucking died, and it's bullshit. And you guys shouldn't be making fun of me because my rabbit died. But I can't tell you my rabbit died because, like, as much as I would love to milk that stupid furball's fucking death for clout and money and sympathy views, I would get a lot of shit if it turns out that I was hiding the fact that I had a rap this whole time, so I can't really tell you about that. But yeah, I wish I could.
From any of this fucking bullshit on the internet. And then I gotta go to the internet. I gotta hear about this motherfucker did this, and this little loser did this. Another one's sucking on you, Phil. Another.
You mean your fan that issued death threats to Alex? You mean shit like that, Phil? And how you refuse to even, like, condemn such actions or anything like that? You talking about that, Phil?
Other one's sucking. I think it's time to start flicking the leeches off, one by one, right? Grab them by their fucking balls and start crushing them for the fucking life losers that they really.
You can't, though, Phil. You can't. You've been trying for 16 years for trying to do that, and you are not able to do that, clearly. You would have done it by now if you could. And I remember back then, you tried to get Machinima to ban and shut down all the troll channels, and they couldn't do that shit either. Because we have the right. We have fucking, fair rights and everything like that, Phil. Sorry, but we have the right to criticize and react to idiots online, like you.
Really are, because they don't
And you
deserve any
have
popularity.
no way to get rid of us. As soon as you get rid of one detractor, 2 more fucking pop up, Phil. And more people are seeing you for the piece of shit that you are. The piece of fucking shit that you are. More and more normal fucking people are seeing you for who you are. You had way more eyes on you from the Kino Casino people. And yeah, they were going along with the ruse. That, you know, like, oh, pretending to suck your dick or whatever. But they all fucking knew it was a fucking ruse and a joke. They all know they were snaking you. Phil? And more people, you are in a way worse position now than you ever were before Kino Casino, Phil. It's just contributing. Each one is like a death by 1,000 cuts. Each one is just contributing to your fucking downfall.
Because they bring up my fucking name. It's time to start getting real with these fucking losers. Because they don't deserve.
So do it, Fair. I dare you.
All right?
I double dog dare you to do
Let's
it.
do some shout outs. So Jalen, $2 super chat says W accountability. Yeah, and I have account.
Maybe the life loser is the one who tells strangers that he's going through shit and expects money from them. Yep.
So Jalen, $2 super chat says W accountability. Yeah, and I have accountability. Listen, man.
No, you don't.
I fucked up in the past, and I know it. But the thing is, people don't want to act.
You're fucking up right now, Phil. That hasn't changed at all. You're still fucking up to this day.
Act like I've changed at all. They want to act like darksydephil in 2025 is.
How have you changed, Phil? How have you changed? You're still just as much the angry little bitch you were back then, Phil. You haven't changed at all. You're more of a pussy now than you were back then, but that's about it.
Darksydephil from 2020, who was begging for contributions and saying, I'm going to show you my cat and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah, now I'm going to beg for contributions and donations to show you my rabbit. Oh, shit, he just died. Fuck. Well, I'll find another animal to do it. I have a bunch over here I can pick from.
I just don't get it. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait, I lied about that. Never mind.
It's completely different. A fart that smells with a $10 super chat, and man, I smelled it when it came by. I think you're doing great. As someone who used to regularly watch all the people who hate you, it got old fast. I enjoy your content now, and streams really do help to relax the mind. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you saying that. Adam Theory with a $2 super chat saying, I vote for the King's return. Listen, it's a viable path, but it means the path of pain, the path of
pain and drama. Fuck. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, I have to run to the bathroom. We're almost done here, though. We're getting there. We're almost there. All right, we're back. I don't know. Well, this pause face I got here almost looks like obviously the quality's so bad you can't fucking see. But it almost looks like he's missing a tooth or two back there. Well, it's impossible to tell with such low quality.
And the path of hurting people. You know, it does. It means
You hurt people all the time. Weren't you like 2 seconds ago shitting on detractors? How is that not hurting people, Phil? Oh, I guess we aren't considered fucking people, and only other people that I would be shitting on would be people? What? Well, wouldn't you just be making fun of other lolcows? Oh, but lolcows are more people than detractors, so in his mind, probably.
It means that I have to actively start seeking out targets and shooting fucking Scud missiles at them. And every day...
You already do that. What about Review Tech USA, Phil? What about Rich?
Hey, it's a new target.
Weren't you already trying to do that with, like, Ethan Ralph for a little bit, too? And you probably pissed off at fucking Stephen Cabrian or whatever his name is?
You know what I'm saying?
He already hurts people daily.
It's gonna
100%.
be bloody. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be bad. People are gonna get hurt. And in the entire time...
No, not really, because he doesn't really have any ammo. He's like a soldier with a plugged up gun that's jammed. His gun is jammed. It won't fire. A kind of a euphemism for something else that doesn't fire in the bedroom, if you get my drift there. But yeah, so he's like as dangerous or as bloody, as deadly as a soldier with a jammed up gun, but he's too stupid to know how to like unjam it. So he's just over there like, damn it, why is my gun not working? Oh my gosh. Like he has no real ammo to use against anyone. Really. He's just fucking shouting all these empty threats and random fucking assumptions that he really doesn't know anything about because he's too lazy and has no patience enough to actually research on anyone that he's talking about. So he just makes up these baseless fucking accusations that mean nothing and go nowhere. You have no ammo. You don't have the hard enough skin for this, Phil. Because the second you face repercussions and throwback from attacking, quote unquote, attacking someone, you cower and hide in your fucking hug box, like always. Just like you're doing in real life in the snort fort, Phil. With all the cameras there, because you're afraid some detractor and Will Castle's gonna come and throw a shoe at you with some shit.
I'm 17 years that I've made content, all right? I feel like I haven't done that, and I'm happy for that. That's why I'm able to, like, sleep at night, because I feel like I'm not hurting anyone with the content that I'm putting out there. Do you understand?
But you are! You're hurting your fans! You're hurting your pay pigs that are constantly giving you money! Like, wasn't there one pay pig that, like, literally, like, went bankrupt 2 or 3 fucking times? One of them was living in his fucking car, or was he trying to buy a car and he never could? It was one of those. But I know one of them was, like, almost homeless, basically, still giving him fucking money. Like, Phil, come on! You're definitely hurting your fans by constantly squeezing them and draining them of fucking money. What about was it Planet Jeff who, like, faked his wife dying or whatever? But he was still, like, kept sending messages saying, oh, these are from my wife's death or whatever, and it's like the will funds from my wife dying or some shit like that. If that was actually true, like, you know how fucking like horrible that is, but he still gladly accepted it. Come on,
I would much rather be my own guy. And yeah,
but you're not.
Ask for contributions on a stream of people who are willingly giving them because they like the content, then so be it.
No, because you've brainwashed them, Phil. You've conditioned these people to mentally give you money. It's like, oh, what the hell is it? Pavlov with the Pavlov's dog, and they ring the bell or whatever, and the dog would salivate. It's like that, Phil. Well, they hear you begging, and they salivate, aka open their Velcro wallets and give you more money to get you to shut the fuck up.
At least I'm not lying. I'm not cheating.
You are. You are. You are. And you are. You're still shilling for yourself.
They drew first blood, do it. Well, they all drew first blood. They did. They absolutely did. The whole
Actually,
fucking internet
you
took
drew
their shot.
first blood too. You drew first blood actually first because you overreacted to someone criticizing you. So technically, someone making a fair criticism of you is not drawing first blood, but you overreacting to that would be drawing first blood, Phil. Does that make sense?
And they're still taking their shot. You would think they would have fucking learned by now, but I guess not. I guess some people still need to be taught a fucking lesson.
Teach me a lesson, Phil. Please. I beg you to teach me a lesson. How are you going to teach anyone a lesson? How are you going to teach anyone a lesson from your tiny little glass house? Eating on with paper and plastic utensils and plates. How are you going to teach anyone a lesson, Phil? You have no ammo. You have no ammo, Phil.
It's like they just don't fucking learn. That I don't die.
Learn what?
That when you take a shot at me, it comes back at you. It's happened again and again and again.
It happened once, maybe, but it wasn't because of you. So, I mean, because he's still referring to the Pro Jared situation, isn't he? He's still referring to the fucking Pro Jared situation because he's still holding on to these grudges from like 10 or 15 fucking years ago. And oh my gosh, because Pro Jared made fun of you once on Twitter, and then he got into his own fucking controversy on Twitter like years and years later, which turned out to be fabricated and not true at all, by the way. And because that one thing happened, he is constantly assuming that every person that ever makes fun of him will get their own comeuppance somehow, when not really. That doesn't happen, actually, Phil. Sorry, there's no real piggy curse or anything like that. Sorry, it doesn't really happen.
And these morons keep doing it. They're just not smart.
Smart. SMRT. I am so smart.
I spilled some seltzer on my keyboard. Darn it. I gotta dry this. Hold on.
Oh
I
my
definitely gotta
god,
dry this
really?
first.
I gotta stop everything I'm doing and
But I'm just
drying
gonna
my
say this because a lot of you don't know that.
$200 keyboard that I probably paid
Alright.
money for.
I'm gonna say it publicly now
Overpaid?
while I got attention on me. Okay, back in the fall when I was getting this big boost of popularity because I had been involved with Kino Casino and been on their show and done this interview with Keemstar and all of this. Okay, I made myself available. Okay, to many
No, you didn't.
people who would be considered some people who had called me out over the years, and their shtick was always, well, Phil always hides, Phil doesn't want to talk, Phil runs, so we're gonna crap on him, and then that's that. Well, I made myself available. I reached out to quite a few people behind the scenes, all right, who all had been crapping on me and said, hey, I'm ready to do a collab. Hey, I'm ready if you want to do an interview, whether it means that we together appear on the casino. Remember, I did it with Josh Moon, the owner of Kiwi Farms. So after that happened, there was several different people who I said, we got to do this because these people have been so fucking talkative all
LTG. I guarantee you he's still trying to bark up and chase after LTG's coattails. I guarantee you he's still trying to do that shit. 100% he's still upset about that shit with LTG.
all this time about me. Now it's time for them to actually step up to the plate and say something.
They don't owe that to you, though, Phil. They don't owe you anything. They don't owe you that. They're not obligated to do that shit.
To me in person or, in one of these, in a public forum, rather than it just be
Yeah, and Wings and Boogie both ghosted his ass, too.
you screaming at me, let me scream back. Or at least give me an opportunity to talk back and answer and counter for myself, right?
They don't owe you that.
They all ran like pussies. Every fucking one.
Sorry.
Every fucking one ran away. You know about some of them, like Review Tech, who was going to be on my show, and then he pussied the fuck out.
And guess what? Since yesterday, he was on your show, Phil, and you tried to rope-a-dope and wrangle him in to do this whole fucking cringy as fuck anti-Kino Casino fucking thing. It's like, yeah, Rich, you were wrong by Kino Casino too. Let's gang up together against Kino Casino, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and all this shit. And he wasn't having any of that shit because you were just using him, and it was apparent you were using him. And he's like, no, you're still fucking stupid. I'm not doing this shit. And you were a little bitch and you kicked them off your show. Like normal, Phil. That's what fucking happened.
But for every one review tech, there was like 10 more of people who I reached out. I said, let's do it. Since you had a big fucking mouth all this time, where are you now? Let's go. Now that people actually want to hear my responses and are...
He can't name any of them, though, can he, Phil? Phil, who are you... Like, can you actually give... Like, if this actually happened, he actually supposedly reached out to all these people, why can't you name them? Are you too afraid, or is it just you lying, like always? Confront PPP, then. Phil, confront him. No, you're not going to do that. You're just going to keep letting him call you white fat and all this shit. And grill Phil some more. But you can't name any of them, huh, Phil? I know one of the people you fucking tried to contact, Phil. You tried to contact Gundam, didn't you? You tried to contact It's a Gundam. And guess what? Even It's a Gundam said no. You know why he said no? Because he doesn't want to give you the time of day, Phil. Because he knew that going on to your show would just benefit you. He wouldn't get any of the benefits for it, and you would just be using him to gain more money. And you were probably going to be too afraid to actually, like, have him say anything harmful to you, so there's probably terms and conditions tied into that. It's like, okay, well, we're going to have this interview Gundam, but you can't actually say any of these things here, and you got to actually be kind of nice to me. 100% he wanted it like some kind of scripted safe fucking interview or some shit like that. Or to have it on Kino Casino where he can hide behind Ashton and Worski in case Gundam got too uppity. But yeah, it's like he just wanted to use these fucking people for his own benefit, and they saw right through that shit. Why would they come on with no benefit to themselves just to prop up this scumbag? It makes no fucking sense. That's why they didn't show up, Phil. If there's anyone besides fucking Gundam anyway.
Are actually giving me a chance to defend myself and are listening, let's go, run away. Why? Because all these people...
And Broside Phil came up and talked to you just fine, didn't he, Phil? And you ran away like a fucking pussy. You lied to him first off and tried to pretend it was some guy and not that lady that you fucking talked to. But no, he was right. Like always, Broside Phil was correct in everything he said. And he found the right officer who you talked to about that.
who have crapped on me for the last decade.
Proving, by the way, that those bank leaks were in fact yours, and you never actually called the cops about it. You called the cops about something else, but you didn't call the cops about the bank leaks.
Did it because they wanted a one-sided, easy win argument. They thought no one cared about DSP, no one would listen to his responses, no one would give two shits about him. So therefore, take the shot, make the quick money, laugh about it, and then move on, and then bring them up again whenever we want another quick win, and that's it. But the moment that it all changed, they ran for the fucking hills, and they shoved their heads into the fucking sand like an ox.
This is so cringy, my god. He really thinks they're afraid of him when they just see through his bullshit. Like, they are, again, they knew he was going to just use them to make more money. And why should they? They don't owe this fucker anything. He's like, you see, you're afraid of me. I knew it. When you were actually confronted, you're not a real man and you're not afraid of me. But in reality, they're more mature than that. They're not like a 5-year-old. So they like, yeah, sure, Phil, whatever you fucking have to say. And just kept on pushing. But Phil's stuck here with like the fucking brain of a 7-year-old. He's like, I win at the end.
And they have not been heard from since.
Yeah, crickets. They have.
And my camera just turned off again. Crickets.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable. I have to get my camera working again. But yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true.
Wasn't like that main camera over there like the newer camera that he just bought not that long ago? This one here is the AI camera, but isn't like that one still kind of newer? Why does he keep having issues with that main camera anyway?
But that's what it is, you know.
Besides the fact that he's an idiot, doesn't know how to set anything up.
Anyway, let me get the camera working again. That's the second time it malfunctioned during the show, if you can believe it. Let's see here. The Red King did a $5 super chat. He says, announcing this doesn't seem authentic. I worry if you go the drama route, you will eventually have to embrace lolcow status. What would matter?
Bro, he's a lolcow no matter what. Even if he embraces it or not, it doesn't matter. He's still a lolcow at the end of the day, no matter what fucking happens. So, yeah, this doesn't matter.
You understand that it doesn't matter what I do. They say that anyway, right? No matter what I say.
Wow, the only thing he said that was accurate and correct and somewhat sane in this entire fucking video was that. Yeah, anything you say you do, you're still a fucking lolcow no matter what.
They always say, hey, you're a lolcow, whether you like it or not. So I guess
He
it
is
doesn't really
one,
matter, does it?
obviously.
Right? Like, if I don't have control over it, then why not make bank on it? I mean, literally, isn't that exactly what they did with Lolcow Live? They took a bunch of guys who were considered lolcows, giant lolcows on the internet, right?
Which they are.
They said, you know what? If you're going to already do this to us and embarrass us and make us look stupid, then we might as well just do our own content out of it.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it was Keemstar's ideal and not Boogie and not Wings' ideal. Because Wings and Boogie were just going to keep doing the same shit they were always going to do. And Keemstar was the one that came up with it.
And make bank on it. And now they do. People literally throw them endless amounts of money every stream. And more power to them and good for them. If that's the route they want to go, if that's the hand they've been dealt and they want to take advantage of it and they want to milk these idiots who throw them money to embarrass themselves, then they should be able to do it and be prosperous and have a good life. I am not jealous in any way. In fact, I congratulate them on that. Adam,
yeah, go the Perry Caravella route.
With another $2 super chat. No matter what the king decides, I'm here for it. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Adam. What is it? You're going to ride with me no matter what I decide to do?
Yeah,
well,
that's what they call them, dent heads.
I don't, who knows what the future holds? I don't know. I don't.
I know what the future holds,
but,
Phil.
Man.
You're not going to like it.
It's been a wild ride so far, and it continues. Gabriel the Blessed, $5 super chat. While seeking revenge, dig 2 graves, one for yourself. You're right. That's what I've seen, at least when it comes to this internet blood sport bullshit, okay? No one really wins. Yeah, there's temporary boosts in
the sector, brother. Oh my gosh, she's in the sector.
Everyone gets
we're from the sector, Phil.
Princess
Come join us in the sector.
You are unapologetically yourself, and there will always be an audience for that, no matter what path or paths you decide to take. Thank you, Princess Luna. I appreciate that. And that, in reality, I truly believe that. And the reason I truly believe that is pretty simple. I have been on Kick. I have been on Blip TV.
And I failed at every single one of them.
On demand, I've been live.
I failed at every single one of them.
I've done all of this, right? And
I was kicked off a Kick for doing that famous Nazi bit that I stole from Howard Stern, of course. I was kicked off of Twitch for hateful slurs, which is bullshit because I never said any hateful slurs, you fucking retard.
I still am successful. It doesn't matter where I go.
No, you're not.
Everyone follows.
Oh
Both
my God.
The people who love my content and my detractors, they obsessively follow me.
So how can you say you're successful and use detractors as a way to state your success if detractors don't give you any money? Like, in fact, most detractors go out of their way to use, like, clip channels and restreamers, then go to your channel and give you even a fucking view. This is fucking Snort Hogan's channel. Big ups to Snort Hogan, right? So I'm using Snort Hogan because I don't want to go to your channel and even give you, like, what? Even one single view isn't even worth a penny, right? But I still don't even want to do that. Plus, it's a lot easier when they condense everything into clips as opposed to me, your unorganized mess of a fucking channel you have out there, which is a huge fucking mess. Why would I do that, Phil? So yeah, you can't really consider all your detractors as an example of you being successful. That's not the case.
Everywhere. Okay?
And you begging for money is a success anyway, but we already talked about that.
I already do. I mean, you guys don't even realize this, but when I first moved here over a decade ago, I called my local police. I explained the entire situation, and I told them it was very possible that people
and they said, oh, this guy's a 220, a complete retard.
Swatted me. I talked directly to the officer. I said, officer, this is exactly what we talked about. This is the swatting I warned you about, and because of that, they treated it 100% differently, I feel, than if they didn't know. Okay.
Oh, but Phil, what happened to that one clip where it's like, I almost died because you watched This Is How You Don't Play. Because you watched This Is How You Don't Play, I could have fucking died and it's all your fault. What about that, Phil? Are you admitting that it's just was just a wellness check and it was never a real fucking swatting then.
Okay, and they're aware. They know all about this. Okay, so yeah. I received a $5 tip.
I almost died because you watched This Is How You Don't Play.
I want you to go with the sellout route, but I'd actually be fine if you went with the King of Hate route. I don't think the third middle road is going to work for you in the long run. We want to enjoy your content and not worry about if the stream is going to be supported or not.
Exactly.
That's a fair, valid take. It's level-headed, and I appreciate it because you're right. Here's the truth. I hate fucking shilling at all. I hate the fact that I'm on a stream and I have to be like, let's hit the goal. Let's get some subs. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some tips. I hate it. I just want to make the content and be able to make a living doing it.
Yeah, but see, the problem is you're not entertaining enough on your own to naturally get the money. You're not a success, Phil, because if you were a success, you would be entertaining enough to just make the content normally, not beg for money, and people would then naturally give you money if you were entertaining. But you aren't naturally entertaining, so you're not a success. Does that make sense, Phil? Does that make sense that you're not successful? Success. Year of the Snake.
And not have to worry about that, okay? Being honest. But because I'm the level that I am, I'm not a giant dude, and because
I'm not a giant dude. I'm not a giant dude, guys. I only have, 200-something thousand subs, even though, I mean, to be fair, most of those subs are probably dead accounts anyway, but technically still has over 200,000 subs, and he makes 6 figures a year, but I'm just a small guy, okay, guys? I'm a very small streamer. Like, I've seen more people that, stream to, 20 or 30 people. No, wait, I take that back. I've seen more people on Twitch and YouTube that have more views than Phil does and make way less and aren't as well known. I mean, obviously, they're not lolcows, so I mean, that kind of makes sense. But you know what I mean? It's like, you got, mostly unknown streamers on Twitch and YouTube pulling in bigger viewers than fucking Phil has. But I'm not a big guy, okay? And I'm like, yeah, you're definitely right there.
Easy paths everyone else is taking, it makes it a necessary evil to have to do that. And
Unnecessary
you're right,
evil,
there's always
okay.
an element that what if this doesn't get support? What if there's a series of streams that don't get support? This game didn't work, I have to drop it, right? It's different for sure. And I think that's what a lot of people just don't get or understand or want to understand. They just want to deride and hate because I'm not taking the easy path. The hilarious part about it all is those who are hating on...
Okay, so here's the whole thing, right? Because the whole path A, path B, path C, or path 1, 2, and 3, right? The whole shilling thing, he is so jealous of those shills. The same shills that he shits on, he is so jealous of those people. It's clear he's jealous. He wants those sponsorships. He wishes he could have those sponsorships, but he can't get those sponsorships because of his online reputation. No, it's not because of detractors, or detractors are a small factor of it, but we're all here because of him. We are Phil's karma. We really are. We are here because of Phil. And Phil is in the position he is because of himself. And because of that, he can't get sponsorships. He can't shill to people like that. So he has to shill for himself. And he hates that. He wishes he could just do a 2-minute fucking sponsorship ad there, and then he would be able to do the rest of his thing without mentioning tips. And he wishes he could do that. But he can't do that because of him. Right? That's why, Phil. That's why. And you're so fucking jealous, and you're so butthurt, and that's why you shit on shills all the time.
On me literally took the easy path of drama. You see? They didn't try to actually do hard work to hash it out and earn anything.
I wouldn't really say drama's like the easy fucking path. I mean, admittedly, as much as I don't really care much about them or for them, Kino Casino, it's like they work harder than fucking you do, at least, Phil. I wouldn't really consider that the easy fucking path.
Took the easy drama road to make fun of me. So it's easy for you, who's not working hard but making bank, to criticize someone who's working hard to make bank. You see?
They're not all making bank, though, Phil. Most detractors, they get a decent amount, but they don't get enough to fucking quit their day job for it, Phil. Like, yeah, they get donations here and there, but it's not enough to, like, live off of and just quit their normal job and just make fun of you 24/7. I mean, maybe ALT might, but, like, most of them don't. So it's not like they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year just shitting on you.
Kind of funny and hypocritical.
Yes, you are hypocritical and funny looking. Philip.
I got a $1 tip here. You're an easy target. People know the crap going on in society. You're more direct, and people find it easy to live out their frustrations on you. It's therapy.
Yeah,
for your
that's
haters.
why. That's
Take
why.
that, haters.
Okay.
Phil's actually your free therapist. Wow. No, it's like I said.
No, I actually have a therapist, and thank God Phil is not my therapist, because I would end up killing myself if he was my therapist in Minecraft. But yeah, Jesus.
A couple weeks ago, I took 2 days off instead of 1. Okay? All that meant was I didn't stream for 2 days. That's it. They went nuts. My detractors
No, they didn't.
were messaging
When?
people making death threats in my name, like I was telling them to do it.
No, sir. Sir, no. That was your fucking fan. That was not a brand new account. That account was not recently made. And if you looked, like, before that account was deleted from Twitter, you could look back at the history of that account and you would see that it was a legitimate fan of Phil's. That is bullshit. But it's so, like, instead of just, like, being like, hey guys, I don't condone this, it's kind of bullshit. Of course, Phil picks the worst option. He always picks the wrong option in everything he does. So, of course, he's like, that wasn't a real account, dude. That was just my trolls pretending to be me because they're bored, because they don't have me to react to. No, Phil. You know what your detractors were doing? They were having a decompression stream. They were playing a video game on a stream and having just the amount of fucking donations and viewership that they normally have when they normally cover you. That was your fans sending death threats, Phil. That's how fucked up your fans are. That was not a detractor. You retard.
Because I wasn't making content, so they had no drama. They couldn't survive. So they went and made their own drama.
Such bullshit. What is this code?
Pretty insane.
Yes, it's insane. Almost like it didn't happen. That's how insane that was, huh, Phil? Jesus Christ. I didn't think we would make it, but we finally made it. It only took 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. And my throat is killing me. Honestly, I don't know how some detractors do it. Like, they'll, like, stream 8-9 hours somehow. And my throat's hurting from, maybe because I'm screaming too much or getting irritated and pissed off too much. Because I do, like, I try not to get too irritated from him, but sometimes he just pisses me the fuck off. But I need to stop getting so agitated. Because my throat fucking hurts. He really is the biggest fucking scumbag, though. There was zero proof that was a detractor. We know for a fact it was a fan of Phil's, because before that account was deleted, you could go down and read it. He was a fan. Because that's how fucked up his fans are. And instead of simply being like, hey guys, I don't condone this. That's not really fucking cool. I shouldn't have said what I said to begin with, so please don't take it upon yourself to go out and harass other people I talk about. That's not cool. I don't condone that. That's all he fucking had to do. But he can't even do the bare fucking minimum. What a fucking scumbag. Alright, well, thank you guys for sticking with me this far. Thank you everyone who watches this after the fact. Definitely a lot of stuff going on tomorrow, so I don't know if... Well, I'll probably be in one of the restreamers watching a restream of the Kino Casino where they have fucking Gundam on. Also, I wanted to show you, I recently found a newer detractor that I really like. and I'm sure most people probably know about her by now, but I really enjoyed her content, so be sure to go check out Toxicity Unmasked, because I really enjoy her content a lot. And she does some pretty fun and entertaining restreams. So really fun to watch, really entertaining. But anyway, I think I'm done here for tonight. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy the antics, because they are far from over. Phil is definitely not done coping yet. And it's going to be a very long and painful end to this arc. And arguably, Phil is in a much, much worse spot than he ever was. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.